All right, guys, welcome back to the Touchline Podcast, episode 68. Before we kickstart this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe and comment. And we are on our way to 1K. I think we're like 45 away. I think
we are 45
checked.
subs away.
And remember, if we get to 1K, Anthony Bashara is going to be doing his...
Yeah, well, the skydiving. So
That's
I
right.
actually said it last week on the pod. So 1K sub, I'm actually going to do it.
Out of a plane.
Well, I told you off camera that my dad was reacting, so I was like to him, mate, I'm actually going to do it. I'll tell you.
There you go. Excuse number one.
No, I'm actually doing it. I'm not backing that.
That's
I'm
it.
not backing
Good on
down.
you.
I'm actually going to do it.
Come
So
back
I'm
down.
excited. I'm actually excited.
Come back down. You've already said on the YouTube, the
Yeah,
live we
well,
had.
I'm not
You
backing
said on
away.
the vlog.
I'm actually still doing it.
Okay, you got to do it.
And you
I'm
best
actually
believe
excited.
there's going to be more
And there's
promotion
a show
about
on the
it.
day. The show on the day.
You'll probably see me passing out 15,000 feet down.
The show on the day of the skydiving, man, I'm not feeling good.
Nah, I'll be fine.
He's probably
I'll
going
be
to need to
fine.
go to 3 confession sessions.
No. Look, if you're going to think about it too much, you're actually going to get yourself scared and nervous. But when you take one day as it comes, I think you'll be fine.
This bloke will
he
back
put
out.
himself in his
No, I won't be backing
You-
out.
you'll back out,
I'm
mark
actually
my
booking
words.
it in. As soon as we hit 1K,
We're booking it.
We'll book
yeah,
it.
you just book it in.
Yeah.
Tell me the
Well
date and
done.
time. I'm ready to go, man.
Well, you put yourself in that
and
position.
we're going to vlog it out of it. So
It should be good.
No, I can't
It should
wait.
be good. Okay, well,
Imagine he dies. Like, knock on wood.
Don't say that.
Imagine
Don't say
it all
that.
goes wrong. The parachute
say
doesn't.
that.
The parachute
Nah,
doesn't
nah.
fly out.
Just to let you nah, but no, I'll be fine. But
No,
I was
you'll
just-
be alright,
no,
yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
about to say we want to wish everyone happy Easter.
Oh, that's
and
right, yeah,
Christ is
Easter.
risen. So
Yeah.
what a weekend for Easter with everyone, like with the family and friends. So how did you? What did you?
You had
end
a
up
good
doing?
Friday, didn't you?
Yeah, that was awful. That was actually
the game.
awful. That was actually disappointing. I
Like
was
went
very.
to church and everything.
I
and
think we're gonna get to that stage in the.
we're gonna
the review,
we're
but-
gonna delve into that.
Well, we're gonna
Let's
talk about it.
kickstart with the round 4 review.
Builder scored in the corner.
First game was
Roosters
and
and Penrith,
Penrith. That's right. Panthers, man, without no Cleary, they're still smashing it. They're looking very good. I think right now they're the only team, I feel that are strong. Yes, they had that first game against Melbourne where they didn't score a point. They lost that game.
Yeah.
But still, man, this team just looks too strong.
Yeah, so River 3 tries, hat trick.
Yeah, he's looking
Dylan
good.
Edwards as well, man. Like, bro, that was a crazy game, that one. I thought Roosters are coming like firing in that, but then as soon as once you go to River, I think it was that flick pass from who was it? It wasn't Nathan Cleary, Jerome Luai, I think.
Yeah, okay.
That flick pass gave it to River. That's it. They shut down Roosters.
But wasn't it Taylor May?
No, I think it was Taylor May.
Yeah, he
pretty much
flicked
was
it. Yeah, it was
Taylor
Taylor
May.
May.
He just flicked it and then he went straight
pretty
in.
disappointing from Roosters, but
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
they you expect them after a big win against Rabbitohs against their rivals.
Yeah.
You expect them to turn up against Penrith, but Penrith's too dominant and Roosters back to reality again and
Yeah,
consistent
exactly.
again.
They didn't use their right edge like how they did against Rabbitohs
Yeah.
with Maori, Tedesco and Young. I feel like they didn't use it to their advantage. If they had, man,
Yeah.
a lot of tries would have been scored.
Exactly.
That Schneider guy's all right.
Yeah, he's actually
he was
alright
good at Raiders
the
and
Panthers.
if whoever plays for Panthers, whether were bad at another club, if you come to the Panthers system, you're gonna be the
Yeah.
star.
Like no
so-
Cleary, no Fisher Harris,
But they got robbed. Roosters got robbed.
100%.
Yeah, they probably did.
They got robbed.
But Penrith stopped their defense, like
And-
the Roosters attack and that.
Yeah,
there
Well,
was no way
shut him
Dylan
down.
Edwards was going to get him.
No.
no
And
chance,
they
no
said they
chance.
stuffed up. They
See, I
said
hate when
they
that
did.
happens.
Day
Like
after.
they
Yeah.
admit they make a mistake. Like, what's it gonna do? I'd rather them not admit they made the mistake.
Yeah, no,
You know,
exactly. Just
Stick to your call. That call you made.
Like lots of bad calls from the refs this week.
Yeah,
We'll
a
talk
lot
about
of
later
a lot
during the
has
during
happened.
the week.
Like on Charbel's point about the Roosters, like
Yeah.
if you're winning a game one week and you lose the other game, there's no point. The most important thing about a win is to back it up the next week. And again, Roosters haven't done that this year. They're on a win-loss form.
Yeah.
They take on the Bulldogs this week, which
Yeah.
will be like it's not going to be an easy task for them.
It's going to be a hard
Bulldogs
task.
are
Yeah.
we're a gritty team lately, but yeah, man, Roosters still they're strong, but
Yeah.
Panthers too strong.
Yeah, way too
They
strong.
were
I would say.
outclassed by them.
Next
But
game.
next game, I don't want to talk about this one. This was like the most stressful game. I had to.
Make sure you guys go watch the-
Please
go
make
watch the
sure you
vlog.
watch the vlog.
links in the description.
Our emotion says it all. Like everything just says it all in that video. Like all of us that we were reacting against Dogs
Credit
South
to the
Sydney.
Dogs, man. I'm a big critic of Dogs like
Yeah,
last year and previous years where I admit it. If we're a shit team. We
Yeah.
don't perform. But this is the game I walk out saying, yeah, we tried our best. We put 100% effort. Every player on that field tried their best.
Yeah,
but
they
again,
actually did.
when the ref's against you, there's no chance
God.
you're winning the game.
Yeah.
God, that Sutton's a great halfback.
I know. I know. But look, to be fair, Dogs actually stopped them. Like, the defense was actually like perfection.
Still
like
got one of the best defense in the league right now.
100%.
Yeah.
This year, like, I think this year Dogs defense actually.
Look, I could differ. We'll get to the
Statistically,
game.
we're like top 6 right now. I was
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
Statistically, top 6, which is a good stat to have.
Yeah.
But again, we had our chances. Like, we should have done better.
Yeah.
Because again, that second half, we were all over them. Non-stop
We
on
actually
their,
did.
non-stop
Errors.
on their attack. And then what's annoying, we score in the last minute. And then at that point, you're pushing for it, like, to get that win.
And there was a lot of calls that didn't go our way too.
A lot of
and
calls
the ref
didn't go
just
our way.
like screwed us
But
over.
the penalty count did go our way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was.
It was 11-1.
But there was certain levels that things
I
didn't go our
agree.
way.
Yeah.
Because
I think
that's what pissed
having
us the
11
most.
penalties, to say we had the most, of course. Say
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had like 6, but still the calls that they made against us, it cost us the game. It ruined the momentum. We were building so much confidence in the attack. We were dominating the ball, both first, second half. You look at the first incident. Latrell Mitchell milked it from Reid Marnie. A little tap and he dives on the floor.
Yeah.
There's a penalty and it led to the try. Many situations, they had 3 sin bin incidents. You look at Latrell Mitchell's knee collision to Adekar's head.
Yeah, Jason Manu's one as well, was it?
No, that's I'm talking about Dogs game.
Dogs game?
Yeah, you got Tass pulling down a player to
Try and quickly play the ball.
play the ball on Connor Tracy. That's a sin bin.
Yeah.
And also there was one more incident. Hip drop
drop,
on
yeah.
from Jack
that was
Wyden.
disgusting.
That's 3 sin bin.
Yeah.
That was disgusting.
At least get one. He didn't even give 1 sin bin during that match.
That's right.
And then when our player does it, which truly deserves the sin bin, that was a dangerous tackle, he gets sin bin.
Yeah.
It's just
And-
inconsistent
and
from
even-
James
Makes no
Sutton,
sense.
man.
And
Yeah.
even the kick out one, I 100%
That's a
agree
try.
that's a try.
That was a
The
try.
Rabbitohs player made the defensive decision to tackle him. You look
Yeah.
at all Ray Hadley during his commentating. He
Everyone,
goes,
yeah.
well, hold
Yeah.
on. He has his hands around his body.
Exactly.
That one, Cody Walker went around the player before he passed it. Then Connor Tracy, Hutchinson taps it out of his hand. Crichton picks it up. He's offside. But before that,
Yeah.
there was a shepherd. There's
That's
so many
right.
calls that did not go away.
But
Like, it's a
going
joke.
back to that hip drop tackle,
Yeah.
today's game,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna
Lachlan,
mention that.
Lachlan
Yeah.
Galvin, he got called for doing a hip drop, and that
Sin
was
bin.
hip.
Sin bin.
It was exactly like the
Like
Rabbitohs
Wyden,
hip,
yeah.
the Rabbitohs hip drop.
Just shows Sutton's against us.
Like exactly, like it was the same. That was a hip drop. There was 2 hip drop
got
tackles.
some- he got
One
some
of them
on the
got
field, yeah.
one of them got penalised. One of them didn't.
It's so dumb.
yeah,
The
and what
only
about-
reason
yeah.
Preston wasn't got called penalty because he got off straight away.
Yeah.
That's the difference with our players. We don't milk it. We just keep on playing.
Because we're old
But then he
school.
had to
Keep
go.
playing.
But then he had to go off the field because he had concussed. But then he
Yeah.
went back
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
and then he broke his jaw,
Like-
and now he's out for like
Like
2-3
even on
weeks.
that one, Connor Tracy, there was a part
Yeah.
where the player what do you call it? Blocked him from getting the ball.
Yeah.
But Connor Tracy kept running,
Yeah.
but the ref still gave it a penalty. But again, our players just play on. They don't really, fall onto the
Yeah.
ground.
But there is improvements from Dogs. Like, don't get me wrong, the attack's getting a little bit better.
It's getting better.
It's getting better.
But the defense is much better now.
The only
Like,
problem
I'm
I had
I'm
with
happy
Dogs
about
on Good Friday,
Yeah.
we're using the middle of the field a lot. We're not
Yeah, we
using our
actually
wide
did.
area. It's not good because you could see
Yeah.
we're attacking a lot, doing hit-ups in the middle, and we weren't creating nothing.
Yeah.
And then when we use that width, you can see we're causing problems. And especially,
Exactly.
I feel we're not getting Crichton involved in the game a lot. That's why
Yeah.
we haven't seen him in 4 rounds. And the moment we used him, he assisted a try
Yeah,
to
he
Connor
actually
Tracy.
did. He actually
So
did.
It's such a simple fix.
It is.
That's what
It's- I've always been
Yeah.
saying it. Crichton fullback, Sexton
him more
7,
involved.
Cherry center.
That's all it is.
That's it.
because how effective was Crichton at Penrith?
Oh, very
Yeah.
effective.
Because he
It
had the
was.
ball. Like,
Yeah,
that's why fans are arguing that Siraj should put him fullback.
Has to.
I think he should.
You don't want a waste of money on Crichton without touching the ball the whole
Because
season.
there was a play where Burton made a line break and no
Yeah.
one was supporting
Yeah.
him.
Oh
I bet,
my God.
Yeah, we
I
saw
bet
that.
my bottom dollar
Yeah.
Crichton
had
would've been
Crichton
there.
been fullback, he would have been supporting him.
100%.
And look,
100%.
it's
Yeah.
those little moments in the game that could have won us the game.
Yeah.
Right there. And we should have won. Rabbitohs, on the
Yeah.
other hand,
Not
were
looking
poor.
good, yeah.
They were very poor. The
Like,
defense
I-
was bad, and the attack was disgusting too. Like, it
That-
was very bad.
They were poor. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe we lost to that team.
Yeah.
With how we've seen Rabbitohs past the years, like
Yeah.
that was like a terrible performance.
It
And I
was.
said this on the Eels round 1. I said I'd be more worried if I was an Eels fan than I was a Dogs.
Yeah.
And look, Eels go and lose against Tigers. Eels haven't been the best this year.
Yeah.
And again, Rabbitohs, they look, any other team would have beaten Rabbitohs.
100%.
But we just, again, the ref wasn't on our side. And
100%.
that's what cost
It was
us.
so
Ref was on their side.
It was
Super Bowl was on
14
their
players
side.
versus 13,
Exactly.
technically.
But we were leading at 12-10 as well, half time, and
Exactly,
we we're playing better.
And-
But you can see a lot of improvements now. They're spreading the ball back. You remember like 2012, 2014.
They didn't really spread the ball in that game.
There's not
There's
not
not
in that
much,
game.
but they started
he's
slowly.
right, slowly,
There's progress.
You
There's
look at
progress.
Titans, who were spreading it non-stop.
Yeah.
Non-stop, and look what it was causing. I know it's
Yeah.
Titans, but Rabbitohs aren't the strongest this
What do you
year.
mean?
They're
You
so
know it's
weak.
Titans. It's nothing to do with it's
No, but
it's
my
your
point-
your
look at
attack of
Titans
play.
just got hammered by Dolphins again.
Yeah, but you're saying
The di-
because of the Titans were spreading the ball. We can spread the ball against any other team.
That's a fair point,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I feel because we were versing Titans, the players had the confidence and the drive because it's just Titans. But
Yeah.
Rabbitohs maybe they had that caution not to
Yeah,
spread the ball
maybe.
too much.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what. But against Rabbitohs, they should have spread the ball. A
Yeah, man,
bit more.
They're just lucky they
Yeah.
stacked the win. So
Yeah.
Moving on,
Next
Bashar.
game.
Broncos defeated Cowboys
Another
38-12.
Another good game.
That was
Look,
another
It was
game.
a close game. It was 20-12 at one point. Cowboys were in the game. Scott Drinkwater was
Yeah.
outstanding. He
Dearden.
performed.
What about
Dearden
Dearden,
was
man?
good,
That
bro.
chase
That
when he was
try
chasing
save
Cobbo.
What a
Wow.
try!
Try
So
save
that
of
lead
the
probably
year.
Try save
exactly.
of the year. That's what I'm going to say. That was the best one.
Yeah, but Cowboys, look, they're conceding a lot of points this
They
year.
are.
A
Conceded
lot of
100.
tries, which is a very negative.
Yeah.
And again, when the attack wasn't performing that day, when you're conceding that many tries, you're going to lose eventually. If their attack was on point yesterday, I reckon they would have won that game.
Yeah,
It's very important that you need to stabilize that defense.
they're phonies.
Even when you have an attack.
Cowboys are phonies. Like the way everyone was saying, are they the real deal? You know, them being
Yeah,
first.
and look
and
what
all that.
happened.
You can't.
Oh, they weren't the real deal, man. I still don't
Look,
think they're the real deal.
There's a saying about attack wins you games, defense wins you the premiership.
Yeah,
So, look, they can every time win a game 40 points to 24, 30 points to 20 because their attack's winning them the game.
Yeah.
So they have the attack to win games. But again, their defense is the problem. So if their attack's off one day, their defense is going to let them
Yeah,
down.
that's what happened.
Yeah,
against
so
Broncos.
that's what happened against Broncos. Cowboys are still up there. But after that performance with leaking too many points,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel a team will stop scoring a bit. They'll go through a period, and I don't feel Cowboys will keep that going.
Yeah.
And again, if they're going to be conceding points like that every week, they even conceded 24 points against the Dragons.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're the real deal.
Yeah.
They will probably get top 8,
Yeah.
like so far what I'm seeing. But yeah, there's a bit of concerns in their defensive department. But Broncos good
Adam
win.
Reynolds played very good.
Yeah.
Got a
Made a
few try
difference.
assists.
Return from his injury, yeah.
That's why I fear the worst for Broncos, because you look at, if you compare them with Panthers can have 4 or 5 players missing but still get the win comfortably. Yeah. It's like their players weren't missing. But for Broncos, Walsh, Haas and Reynolds weren't there last week and they got absolutely embarrassed. So it just shows when certain players are missing, Broncos struggle.
But
So
I feel that's because Panthers are in they're so far into their process, the development stages, their youth.
yeah, you
Program-
could say that.
They're so well organized that they have players ready. But Broncos, they're probably still early in their development,
True,
trying to
you could-
get the right players. So yeah, man, look, good win for the Broncos. Much need a win. They could have started their season 3 losses, 1 win,
Yeah.
and they were runners up last year. So yeah, it's a good win for the Broncos.
So the next game, Dragons defeat Manly. That was a surprise win, 20-12.
Big win.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
massive win. Joey was happy
Oh,
about
yeah,
it.
you got it right.
Yeah, I did say
Yeah,
that.
you actually did.
It's like I got a gut
I
feeling.
had a feeling Tigers
Yeah.
last week. I said I'm
Oh,
going
we
to stick with my gut
right,
this
yeah.
week.
Yeah,
Joey was very happy with that win.
good on the
so-
Dragons, man. Good on
They
them.
actually did.
I'm happy for them. I got a neighbor that supports the Dragons. It's always good when I know Bulldogs and Dragons had a big rivalry back then. Lately, it's
Yeah.
faded off, but it's good when you see the Tigers, the Dragons, and the Bulldogs,
Yeah.
getting some wins, because for the past 2-3 years they've always been the bottom 3. So yeah, it's
That's
good to
right.
see now these teams starting to win, build confidence. I still think Dragons are going to be inconsistent. They're going to
Yeah.
lose games, win games.
Yeah.
But
It's going to
again,
be like back and
if
forth.
they're
yeah.
winning games and they finish the season 11th, that's a very good progress. under
Positive
Shane
signs,
Flanagan.
yeah.
Sloan, man, he's performing.
Double try,
Shane
yeah.
Flanagan is getting... I don't know what it's with Shane Flanagan, but he knows how to get the best out of a fullback.
Yeah.
He done it to Barber. He done it to...
Valentine Holmes was a
Valentine Holmes
fullback.
was a fullback, exactly. And now he's doing it to Sloan.
Yeah,
He's
so-
doing an incredible job for Dragons so
Yeah.
far.
Stone's always been a good.
But
a
I
good
think
player,
the only
yeah.
thing about him last year, he was very lazy.
Yeah,
And
even in
inconsistent.
defense.
But I think lately he's been consistent. He's not lazy,
Yeah.
and he's not hiding away in big games. And that's
Still
what
only
we're seeing
round
from him.
4.
Of
Still
course,
still early in the
anything can
season.
happen during
So
the
we'll see
year.
what happens after.
Yeah.
Manly, look, surprising Manly, like from the first
First game
3
of the
games,
Vegas,
everyone,
yeah. They were going to be
saying, they're going to be the big team.
The
And I
real
know
deal,
it's too
yeah.
early. It's 1 loss. 2 losses now. But if you're losing against the Dragons, it's a bit concerning because
Yeah, it is.
to be the big team, you got to be beating the teams like Dragons, the Bulldogs, the
And
Tigers.
then
All
last
these
week,
yeah.
last week they got robbed against Parramatta with that obstruction.
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
fair enough.
again,
Yeah,
it
like
could have been
sometimes
3-1.
things don't go your way. But yeah, to Manly's, expectations and how they've been playing with the players they got, that was a disappointing
Do you
loss.
reckon Luke Brooks' arrival has affected Cherry Evans' performances? I don't think Cherry Evans hasn't been the best lately for me.
I don't think so.
I think it's always
I
been
think he's-
Daily
I
Cherry
feel like they have
Evans.
good
Like,
chemistry.
For
I
me,
don't know.
I've
It
seen,
takes time,
I've
but-
seen Cherry Evans last year was outstanding. I think
Yeah.
he's
Maybe it's
taken a
just
big step
in himself.
back. Sorry,
Maybe it's just in himself.
that's what I'm saying. Luke Brooks' arrival has
But I don't
affected
think-
his style of play.
Luke Brooks, no, they've
Luke
they've
Brooks
got
is playing
They've
good.
got a nice
But Cherry
combination. I'm
Evans
saying
hasn't
their
been-
combinations
Yeah,
are
but I'm
right.
saying Cherry Evans' performances individually
Oh.
hasn't been good.
Yeah.
That's for in my
But
opinion.
individually, but nothing to do with Luke Brooks.
No, I'm saying Luke Brooks' arrival
Yeah.
has affected the way Cherry Evans plays. Not for Luke Brooks, it's perfect. He's performing.
Yeah,
But
but
Cherry Evans hasn't been
I
performing.
feel like they've got I feel like they're all right.
Oh, well, for me
That's
it's
my
different because
opinion.
I've seen much better from Cherry Evans in a couple years ago.
Maybe there's just less pressure on him now. He's
Maybe,
got a
yeah,
good number
maybe.
6 beside him.
Yeah.
Like, so he doesn't. Not
Yeah,
everything's
that
on
could be
him.
true. That could be true.
But yeah, move on to the next
The
game.
next game, Dolphins defeat Titans 30-14. You have to understand they had the bye because they had a
Fresh.
fresh week, so they bounced back and they.
Poor
Dolphins,
Titans.
they're always
Bro,
stepping
I
up.
can't believe they're first. Like
I know, I don't
they've
believe
won
it.
2 games.
Yeah.
But still, I couldn't believe they were first. Like I feel
Yeah.
this
That happened
it
last
was
year at the
weird.
start of the season too.
It
Last
did.
year,
It did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
They
know.
won 2 games or 3 games.
couple
in
of
a row.
games and then
Yeah.
they went back down.
It just surprised me that they're first because I
Probably
thought
came down to points differential.
I think
Yeah.
because they won
Yeah.
40-0, bro, last week
Yeah.
against
I think
the Dragons.
Dolphins, if last year injuries did affect them, you could see they had Sullivan out. They had the Bromwich
Marshall
brothers
King
out.
was
for,
out.
Nick
Marshall
Kareem
King
as
was
well.
out.
There was a
Yeah,
lot
a
of
lot
them
of
as
players
well.
that were injured that affected their performances and put them down the ladder.
Yeah.
But again, if they can hopefully not get a lot of injuries, who knows where they can be this
Yeah.
year. And especially with Wayne Bennett. He can
Titans-
do anything.
Titans, but man, what the
Feel
heck's
sorry.
happening with
That's
them?
it. They lost Tino.
They've lost
Look,
Tino,
Tino's out for
and-
Fafita will be back, but I doubt he's
Fafita
gonna make a
was good,
difference
but-
now. But man, Des Hazard's under a lot of pressure. They
Yeah,
won't get
he
rid
is.
of him,
No.
but that is this
Bad,
is very
bad
worrying signs for
He was
Titans.
fuming in the sheds. Did you guys
Yeah,
see?
yeah, I saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
I mean,
not
that's
happy.
normal.
Snapping
Normal
it,
for,
yeah.
yeah.
Because that's actually like for an NRL standard, the way the NRL standard has been recently, they're just getting hammered every week. So like this is like the Titans of old, that period where they were non-stop wooden spoons. Like
And
everyone
what makes it
knew they're getting
worse-
wooden spoon.
They've got Hasler, and I don't know what Hasler has done to this team. They haven't even improved, not one bit.
Yeah.
Even when they had Tina, they were getting smashed.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just early days. Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't-
Takes
ma-
time.
ma-
For me,
or maybe
I-
Hasler's lost it.
maybe
Maybe you can say that.
Something's going on behind the scenes. I feel because
Yeah.
their performances have been so like terrible. Like it's below NRL standards. It's not good enough. It's not good enough at all. And yeah. Who did they versed? Dolphins. Dolphins on the other hand were solid. Herbie Farnworth is starting to click into his Broncos form.
Yeah.
Hamaso scored again, and Wayne Bennett again. He's like as Charbel said, they just got to find consistency. Because again, we saw them first. They won three in a row last year, their first game, and then Broncos defeated them. They just got to be consistent and have a good run of form, and who knows, maybe squeeze into the top 8. But yeah, man, Dolphins, they got Tigers next week, so they can go 3 wins
That's
in a row
going to be a
too.
good game, that one.
Yeah.
So because they both won this week.
Yeah, so
so
it'll be
we'll
a
get
good
to that
game.
point anyways. Next game, Warriors defeat Knights 20-12.
I know Bill was
They
saying
played
that
solid.
he hasn't been impressed with the Warriors.
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
I haven't. But
Yeah, they haven't been the best too, but they've been playing.
I still feel with a lot of teams,
Yeah.
they just got to kick into gear. Like
Yeah.
They have
I
to,
can't
yeah.
judge who's been playing good, bad.
Yeah.
It's hard. You got to warm up. But
Like on that, I was watching this is based on what he's saying. I was watching a football documentary about Wayne Rooney. You know that Man United striker?
Manchester United.
He goes,
yeah.
he never liked being on bench because he'd come on 10 minutes and he's puffed out.
Yeah.
So in a way, in regards to what he's saying, it's going to take him time, reach round 12 mark, and then they'll start playing proper
Yeah,
football.
That's when they start clicking
They'll
in.
start clicking.
Because it's still early rounds.
It's
yeah.
still early days. Warriors, they're winning games lately. Like
Yeah.
they're just making it past it.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, as Bill said, we haven't seen the best of them. Knights, on the other hand,
Very poor, I would
very
say.
poor.
They're not looking
Yeah,
good this
They're not looking good at all.
Ponga had one of his best games this year.
Yeah, actually
He's been
did.
pretty poor and stepped up. when they needed him, he was like the light for them during that game.
Yeah.
Without him, I don't know where they would have got their points.
100%.
But talking about, I want to go back to Warriors. I think they've got 2 wins and two
losses,
defeats,
yeah.
I think,
2
this
defeats,
year.
yeah.
For me, you look at Melbourne game, they should have won that game easily.
Yeah.
So they could have been 6 points out of 8, which is very good. And considering they're not performing to the levels we saw last year. So it's, for
and
me,
the Raiders game.
and the Raiders
round one,
game,
they should have won that. Like they
Raiders, they won it.
round one.
You're talking about Sharks when
Oh,
they were
Sharks, sorry,
and
Sharks,
they
yeah,
were
that's
comfortably winning
Yeah,
that game
yeah.
until Sharks just turned up and won the game. So Warriors, they've got Rabbitohs this week. We'll get to that later, but I think they'll still have a good year.
Tuivasa-Sheck hasn't
bro,
lost
that
it.
step, bro.
Yeah.
See that step?
Yeah.
wow.
That
Wow.
was a mad step, and
Wow.
it just went boom straight in.
He's
He
better
knocked off a
fullback.
lock and then
Yeah, he did.
knocked off 3 players on a
Right,
lock.
I
man.
saw that. I'm like, that's the Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Yeah, but he's
He-
better. at
he's a
fullback.
crazy
he
player,
has
that
to
one.
stay at
Yeah.
fullback.
He
He gets
has
more
to.
the ball. These players
He
are
does.
going center, like as we were speaking about Crichton.
Yeah.
They need the ball because if they have the
100%.
ball, they have so much impact on the game.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck has to go stay fullback, but
He will be.
He was good at Roosters and when he was playing fullback.
He
He
did.
was wing. He shifted to fullback.
Yeah.
And then you saw during his
Then
time
you
at
see a massive
Roosters, he was a
change.
better fullback than
Yeah.
he was on a winger. So yeah, I think now you got, who's the other fullback? Nico Kostlin, is that his pronounced
yeah,
name?
he's injured.
He's injured,
Yeah.
so
Maybe he'll
he was
go
out,
back
he
to
was
centers.
so good last
He'll
year.
go back to
So
centers.
maybe Roger Tuivasa-Sheck will
He
go back
will.
to centre.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, he always plays his own
Yeah.
best game, and he always jumps in like in the combination with Sean Johnson. Like that's what you want to see.
Exactly.
So like when it comes to like 3rd or 4th tackle, that's when the combinations begins. Like first 2 tackles forwards, I know go in, but that's what you need to see when they start shifting
Spinning
the
the ball,
passes left and right,
making
open
space.
space as well. That's what you want to see from Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Yeah, so yeah,
But he will play better this year.
he'll get better.
Yeah, 100%. But next game, Cronulla Sharks defeated Canberra, 36-20.
That was a good game.
That was a solid game.
That
like,
was very good.
18
18
Raiders stuffed
Raiders
up a
were
good
playing
lead.
so good, man.
14
They
nil.
stuffed it up.
Yeah,
3 tries back to
they
back.
did.
My bold prediction was Raiders to lead 18-0 at halftime. They almost did
They
it
almost did, yeah.
until they came back 18-0. Like Raiders are known for a team that they either come back or they choke a lead.
Yeah.
That's
and
exactly.
they choked the league.
They choke the lead, and Raiders have been good. Like again,
yeah.
these moments is
They're
like
a very good team,
lack
man.
of concentration. But again, there's a foundation. Like they are doing good, but again, they just got to focus because, as I said, when they're winning, they'll lose. They're losing, they win. So they've got to sort out to find that balance.
Because they get excited when they're winning and they're leading,
yeah.
but when it comes to second half, they start like they panic
Yeah.
or they rush too
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
And they start like doing errors and that. Like that's what you need to focus.
Like what Sammy
to
said,
fix up on those
their
mistakes.
attack has always been one of their biggest what's called advantage in every season. But the disadvantage for them was their defense. They're always conceding goals. Look at last week, they conceded like 22, 24 against
something.
Warriors. Now they're conceding 32, 34. So
Which is better,
they're
yeah.
a good team. I think
No,
they're
which
going to
is
have
worse.
Oh, worse? Oh, sorry, my bad.
But yeah, the Raiders, they're a good team. I think it's just a one-off game where they just choked their lead. But I think they're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
Sharks, on the other hand, Nico Hines had a very
Anthony
good
needs to go
game.
back to maths class.
Oh, no. Don't start with maths now.
But yeah, man, on the game, like, all Raiders, as I was saying, Raiders are always involved in high-scoring games.
Yeah.
Like every single time. Xavier Savage, they have a good backline. Xavier Savage,
James
Sheila
Sheila
plays
was
good.
Danny Levi as well, he played pretty
Yeah,
good.
he's a solid number 9. Last year he had an injury, and
Yeah,
now
he did.
because now he's back like fully fit. Like he was always good. Who did he play before that?
Mainly,
No, he played for Brisbane Broncos too.
Okay, yeah.
Who else did he play for?
So yeah, now
There
he's
was a lot of
starting to
clubs he
find
did.
his feet, and if he can
Yeah.
consistently play like this, he'll be a like very good hooker for them. So, yeah, it's a good win for the Sharks because again, after their embarrassing defeat against the Tigers, they needed to respond quickly, so
Yeah.
they did it.
Anyways, last game of the week. Big upset, man.
Yeah.
I think this has got to be the game of the week. Sorry,
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
Tigers defeated Parramatta 17-16. What a game, man! Justin Olam, bro.
I love the Tigers.
You know what? I love Justin Olam, bro. He's a freak.
Yeah,
that one.
him and Coruscant didn't skip a bit. From last
Coruscant
week.
played very good today.
What about Galvin?
Galvin.
Galvin? Yeah.
He's so
Lachlan
good, bro.
Galvin.
I
Bro,
think-
this bloke's been playing like he's been playing for 10 years.
Apparently, he played for Parramatta in the youth.
He actually did.
And
They
he
said
always-
on the
Yeah.
commentary
And he
today.
always wanted to play for Parramatta, and they
look-
neglected him.
Yeah.
Look at how he's
Might
playing.
do, maybe the Reed Martin.
See the last try?
From what's his name? Jaron Buller.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the Galvin
The
assist.
last try, that was crazy.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's good, and
He's gonna get better.
He's got Benji on his side,
Yeah.
and look who's gonna teach him, help him develop. We can't get too ahead of ourselves because we know sometimes these players just, the adrenaline, they're in NRL, they want to just prove themselves.
Yeah.
And it gets to a period where all that starts to fade away. But it's very positive signs for them. Again, with the Eels, I said it round one and I said it earlier in the pod that I'm concerned if I was an Eels fan because they don't look good.
Yeah,
You talk about Galvin, he's playing for Tigers and look what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. For his age, he's going to be an outstanding player, bro.
And just the team as a whole, they're completing well. They're still making a lot of errors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're still conceding a lot of penalties, but just their attack too, it's always been there. And now with Lachlan Galvin in the halves, man, he's only making that attack better.
Even last year, their attack was
It was good. I
But
always said
just
it
they
was
couldn't
good.
win games.
Yeah.
So does that mean
They were struggling last
Dewey
year.
goes into probably fullback? Where does he go?
Yeah,
Adam
exactly.
Dewey.
Now, for me, Dewey has to start.
He has
He's
to.
so-
yeah,
he's
but you got
crucial,
Aiden
bro.
Caesar as well.
And you got
Aiden
Caesar,
And
you
then
got
Galvin's
Galvin,
performing.
you
Galvin
got
as well.
Bula who's smashing
I'm
at
a big fan
fullback.
of
And you got
Adam
Abby Coruscant too.
Now, Dewey gets in, but
He's-
it's
Yeah.
going to be interesting
He-
where he
he's
goes.
not
Or maybe they drop him.
Nah, they can't
Look,
drop
he
him.
can't play fullback, but Bula's been performing for them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be very hard for him.
I reckon maybe put him in the spot with him and Aiden Caesar together.
But then Galvin gets
Maybe
wrong.
they drop
See,
Galvin.
that's the
Maybe
problem, right?
it's gonna. Now he's found himself in a dilemma
Yeah.
because I'd pick someone who's on form over him.
Yes.
now. You can't just drop someone because of Adam Dewey. Yes, if it was Thurston or Cameron Smith, different story. But you can't just drop someone for Adam Dewey. You know what I mean? Because they're playing good. So it'll be interesting what happens.
I
with
feel
him
like
when he
they
comes
found the
back.
answer with Galvin and Bulla. I feel like they just got to build their team off of them.
Yeah.
Even like Caesar played
He's
a
actually
great
played
game.
better, yeah.
Got the
He's
field
got
goal
the
for him.
field goal, yeah.
He got
His 11th field goal.
11
He's
field goal.
great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Par-
a short one, but that was super short. You see how it was
Very
like-
low.
Yeah.
Parramatta Eels, we called it from round one that
Yeah.
if I was a Parramatta fans, I'll be worried about the
Yeah.
club.
Mm.
Then losing to Parramatta Eels, even you don't have Mitchell Moses, but still, you should be beating
Yeah.
Tigers.
And
They have
Bryce
enough
Carr wasn't
quality
there.
players
He was injured
to
as
win
well,
that
yeah.
game.
Look, Eels. Again, we're in the part of the season where I don't know if they can now make the 8.
I think
I'm
after
a bit
it's his
concerned.
last year,
I'm
I
a bit
reckon.
concerned. I think it could be
Since
his last year.
Mitchell Moses is for
He's
injury.
out for like 12
that could've-
weeks now.
Yeah,
It's
that's affecting him
It's
now.
a massive blow. Dylan Brown usually steps up
Yeah.
when he's out, but again,
He had a few moments in
He
that
had a
game.
few
He
moments,
did have
but
a few
after
moments.
that, they stopped them.
again, it's
So-
important just Parramatta bounce back after
Yeah.
this and try and build momentum.
But
from that.
how about that moment when they almost stole the win?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The
Gutho.
King Gutherson.
When he was
missed
trying
him.
to go for that 2-pointer, he missed it.
Imagine he
Towards
got it. That would have
It's
sent
hard.
every
It's very
target.
hard
thing.
on that 40-45 metre line. It's very hard to get it. You
Yeah.
don't
It's
get
tough.
players to like getting over
If it
the
was
pole.
Mitchell
Some
Moses,
of them do.
I think he would have got it.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I think his kicking is not the best.
Yeah,
like.
that's what I'm saying. If it was
Mitchell
Moses, he
would
would
have
have
got it
Yeah.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, anyways, that's a wrap up to the round 4 review. Quickly for who you got, we all got 1 point this week. Anthony and Bill tipped Sharks. That's where your points came from. Me and Charbel put Ronaldo to score any time. And currently the scoreboard sits Anthony 16, Charbel 15, Bill 10, and I'm 9.
I'm
So
now going to
Anthony's
go
on
through
top.
the Touchline Tips league standings from round 4.
Yep.
So in last position, Anthony has moved down 2 positions. You've only got 4 tips in total in round 4.
Yeah,
and you're
that was a
currently
bad one
15.
this week. It was very bad.
Paul
Yeah.
got a few tips more than the other guests we've had on. He's got 5. The guests are still in 4th position with a total of 16. Bill got the most this week, smashed
Wow.
it. He moved up 2 positions.
like Matthew Hanna.
How many did I get right? How many did I get right?
I think Bill and Matthew, they'll
got
have a
6.
competition between.
Okay,
I
got
got 6. Yeah.
you got 6 and you're in total 16.
Wow.
Samuel, same
I had a
position.
stinker, 2.
He had a stinker. He only got 2, 17 points in total. And me, I remained first. I got 3, which also was a stinker, and 18 points. So Bill
Yeah.
closed the gap to 2.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So
That's good.
the league standing from 1st to 5th is only 3 points different.
Yeah, so
That's
it's,
all
getting-
It's quite
getting close
tight.
now.
Coming for the taking.
Now, round 5 tips. Let's go.
First game, Melbourne Storm and Brisbane Broncos.
Before we start,
Tell
sorry,
me.
we've got Hainsey as a special guest this
Shout
week.
out
Shout
Hainsey.
out Hainsey. We're going to be seeing him
Friday
him
night.
Friday night.
He's our enemy this week.
He's
Yeah,
our
I
enemy.
know.
Last week he was our mate
Oh, we would love
cheering
that
for the
bloke, man.
Bulldogs. This week he's going to be our enemy. So yeah, can't wait to see him.
But how funny was he on Good Friday, bro,
Yeah.
when he was
Oh,
giving it to
yeah.
the Souths?
He hates him, like how we hate the Eels.
I know.
Yeah,
Okay,
but let's
first
start.
for Anthony, get your tips so I can write it down.
So we got Melbourne versus Broncos. It's going to be a good clash, this one, but I think I'm going to stay with Melbourne Storm.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a 13-plus game, this one.
Samuel.
Plus.
I'm
13
going.
plus.
I'm going to go Melbourne by 8.
Okay, Bill.
So like 1 to 12, yeah.
Melbourne 1 to 12.
Nice.
I'm going to
Charbel?
go... I think if Walsh and Payne Haas were there,
Yeah.
I think I would
They
have went
would've
for them,
won it,
but
yeah.
they're still out for another 2
Yeah.
weeks. But yeah, I'm going to go Melbourne, and Munster's back, so it should be a good win for them. And Hainsey also went Storm.
Okay,
Oh,
Hainsey
beautiful.
went Storm. Okay.
Yep.
Next one, Bulldogs.
Friday night clash, Dogs, Roosters.
Go, Anthony.
Okay.
Look, there is
Okay.
improvements. There is improvements from Dogs. Our defense is like much better, but our attack, it's starting progressing. Roosters were playing all right against Penrith, but I know they stuffed up big time. I can see Dogs might edge it 1 to 12.
So Dogs?
Yeah, Dogs
Oh,
1 to
okay.
12.
Now look, with me, I've said it a number of times
Yeah.
before when the fixtures came out. I said that game will win. I always had a feeling. I don't know why, but I said that game will win. Now Preston's gonna be out
For
3 weeks.
yeah, just
Curtis
for the
Morgan's
break
going to
and
be
draw.
out for 3 weeks. That's already 2 big
Fox.
players gone. Fox is out,
Yeah.
got concussion. So,
Yeah.
man, you
The-
you guys go first quickly. Let me
Look-
think about
look,
it.
Roosters got robbed. They
Yeah,
want
they
something
do.
to prove.
Yeah.
Roosters, they are a good team, man.
They
They
are.
proved it against Rabbitohs. No one just beats them 48 to 6, what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm thinking with my head this week, and no theories involved. I truly think Roosters take it 1 to 12.
Yeah, I'm going to go Roosters. For me, if Roosters had beaten Panthers, I think I would have been a bit more confident to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
But because they lost, they need a win. So I'm going to go Roosters.
You know
Hopefully
what?
Dogs
It's
win.
tough.
But
Yeah, man.
But look, I'm just saying because the last game when me and Bill were there 2 years ago, that's when Dogs they won
Yeah.
the game by field
Trent
goal, wasn't it?
Barrett.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah, it was,
that was
Samuel.
crazy.
I'm gonna trust my feeling. Bulldogs.
Okay,
Yeah,
go Dogs.
So you like me?
I'm gonna go Bulldogs.
but who the Dogs got to win the game?
Look, they're saying
Still
that
got-
Bronson. Yeah, that look. Before you get to your point, they're saying Bronson Cherry might step up this
No,
week.
he's coming in.
He's going to come
yeah.
in for sure.
Is he actually going to start?
Yes,
Fox is
they
out.
said it on Fox League and everything. So they
It's
break.
right, but
That changes
I
saying
think
that.
he should be
I've been
stepping up.
saying it. Kyrgios has to go wing.
Yeah, stays with
Because
Crichton.
that's the only way he can get in. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going Bulldogs. Bro.
Surprisingly,
I think Bronson Cherry will play
I
better.
truly think Roosters.
Hainsey went
But-
Bulldogs.
No way.
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually
Good on
want to know
you,
his
Hainsey.
reason.
Surely that's a
April
typo.
Fools.
Oh,
He's scared.
bro, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
I
Wow.
can't believe
Wow,
that, mate.
I
It's all
actually
your
got
bloody
shocked.
fault.
No, Hainsey, I wouldn't do
Bro, I
that
was
to
gonna say-
Roosters. He won't.
Don't start putting words in Hainsey's mouth.
No, Roosters. You know Roosters.
Okay, next one, Anthony.
Next game we got Newcastle Knights versus Dragons. So we got the who you got thing.
All right, who you
Yeah.
got? Let's go. Anthony, who did you go score prediction?
This is going to be a close game. Newcastle
How much?
22-16.
So
So
close.
it's going to be a close game. This one.
Okay, I went 32-14 Knights.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good. Oh my gosh, Rashara. Oh my god.
Anyways, moving on.
Oh my god. Oh gosh, come on, man. I went Knights 22-18.
22 what?
18.
Knights and Bill?
I said Knights 28-18.
28.
Oh, good.
Okay, anytime try scorer, Anthony.
I'm going to go with Raymond Fatala Mariner.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's all right.
Raymond, I'll just put Raymond Mariner.
Just put
I
RFM.
put Bradman Best. Bill,
I said Ponga.
Charbel,
I said Ravala. I think that's how you say it.
Ravalala, yeah.
Ravala.
Ravioli.
Oh my gosh, Anthony, bro.
Oh, my God.
First try scorer.
Well, you said a Bradman Best. First try score.
Okay, you going that?
Yeah.
I went Tyrell Sloan. Bill,
Yeah, I said Sloan too.
I went Marju.
who?
Marju.
Okay, Marju.
Marsh. I thought he said Mars.
What?
Marsh, like Mars.
Bro, just stop it, please. Be quiet.
Charbel, Greg Marju. Okay. Man of the match, Anthony.
I think Caraponga. Man of the Caraponga, man of the
I went
match.
Kalen Ponga too.
Ponga.
I said Best.
Okay, Kalen Ponga. Bill went Best. Brad. Okay, and Charbel, who'd you go?
I said, yeah, Ponga.
And yeah, okay. Next one, bold prediction.
Newcastle leading half time 10-6. That's my bold prediction.
Okay.
I feel like he gets scared every time he says
Yeah,
it.
No, I
he is
do.
traumatized.
Because last week my bold prediction
2
was
weeks
So
bad.
ago.
Knights
Very
lead
bad.
10-6. Huh?
Yeah, he
I'm
said
saying-
10-6.
I'm saying
Yeah.
Knights lead 10-6.
Yeah, half time.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure. I went Ponga 2 tries, 1 try assist, and 200 meters plus. Bill?
I said Bradman Best to score a hat trick.
Best scores hat trick. Okay.
I went Marju or Ravalala hat trick.
Marju or Rav hat trick. Okay.
Who did Hainsey go?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hainsey went Knights.
Knights.
I went
Yeah,
Knights,
Knights,
okay.
yeah, he went Knights.
Okay, next one, Anthony.
Oh,
I got it. Rabbitohs Warriors. Anthony.
Rabbitohs, Warriors.
Rabbitohs Warriors. I'm going to stick with Warriors. I think Warriors will edge that win.
Yeah, you're right. I think Warriors. Actually think Warriors 13 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
a
think
good
they'll
shout.
give them the building of a lifetime to Souths. So I'm going to say Warriors 13 plus.
I'm going to bro, I was just saying how bad Rabbitohs have been. I can't
Yeah.
just tip them. So I'm
Yeah.
going Warriors. I think a big win. 13 plus.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
I think Warriors on. I think 40 maybe in it.
Well.
Yeah.
A
Rabbitohs
high
are bad
scoring
for
game,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Charbel. Bill, who'd you go?
Oh,
I already said it.
Hainsey went
Yeah.
Warriors.
Hainsey went
Hainsey
Warriors.
went Warriors.
as well. All right, so we got the next game. We got Manly versus Penrith. I think Penrith is
Obviously
going
Panthers.
And
to.
it's
I think
at,
Penrith's
is it
going
at
to.
home?
It's
Their
at-
home ground?
Nah,
Manly-
Manly's home game.
It's at Manly. So yeah, who you going?
Penrith. I'm going to go 13 plus again.
After Panthers' performance against
Roosters,
Roosters, they
yeah.
looked good. Manly looked poor, and I think Manly will go 3 losses in a row, and I'm gonna go Panthers.
I'll go Panthers.
I'm going to say Panthers 1 to 12.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Same.
Next one,
Yeah, Hainsey went Penrith as well.
Oh,
Dolphins,
beautiful.
Tigers.
Dolphins, Tigers.
Who's home ground, Anthony?
Dolphins.
It's at Suncorp.
It's at Suncorp.
So yeah, still their home.
Bro, look, I was actually thinking about this game like before I was coming here. So, because
That's
Dolphins,
tough.
that's a tough game.
That's a
that
tough one.
Because I know
it's pretty
Tigers.
easy.
Yeah, but I'm saying because Tigers edged that win today against Para, but Dolphins had.
They
a
didn't
better
really
performance.
edge it in a way. I
No,
truly
edging
feel
is
they
good
played
win.
better.
No,
They did
I
play
seen,
better.
I feel like they played better than
Yeah.
what
They
Eels
actually
played.
did
It's
back
not
to
like
back.
it's not like their tries are scored off accidental, errors from
No,
Para.
that's a
It's just like they'll deserved tries.
Deserved win, yeah.
So I truly think Tigers take it 13 plus.
You think so?
I think they built them in Suncorp.
This one's a 50-50 call, this one.
Yeah.
But my gut feeling, look, I think Tigers can beat them, but I can see Dolphins going to edge
So
it.
Dolphins.
I think Dolphins,
I think, yeah.
1 to 12. I think 1 to 12.
Dolphins been playing
Who
alright.
you-
too.
you're
They've
going
been playing pretty
Tigers?
good.
I said Tigers 13.
Man, Bill loves Tigers.
I love them.
I think it's your
I
second.
think that's
I've got a
I
soft
think you've tipped
spot.
them every game.
I think
This whole-
I think one.
one you
I
missed.
didn't.
I'm gonna go Dolphins 1 to 12.
Yeah, I'm going Dolphins too. And Hainsey went Tigers.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And last 2.
Smart man.
Cowboys,
last two,
Titans.
we got Cowboys home game against Gold Coast Titans.
Cowboys 13 plus.
Yeah. 13 plus for me.
Yeah.
Titans. Cowboys, sorry. My bad.
You never know. 1 to 12. Could it be 1 to 12?
Titans got nothing.
I might.
Yeah.
I might say 1 to 12 Cowboys.
Okay.
So full Cowboys and Hainsey's Cowboys too.
Okay. Final one. Raiders Eels.
Raiders and Parramatta.
Big game.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna stick with Canberra.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Canberra.
Raiders.
They played better against Sharks, but I know they were down. But Parramatta were like up and down today against Tigers. But I think Cronulla.
And no Mitchell Moses too.
Yeah, no Mitchell
That-
Moses
that's
and
gonna-
no Bryce Cartwright as
That's
well.
gonna hurt them.
And we will hurt
I'll
them.
go Raiders.
Look,
I think Raiders.
Raiders full strength. Big forward Corey Horsburgh's back now.
Yeah.
Um,
I think, yeah.
but I feel when Eels their fences on, when their backs are behind the
Like
fence.
last year again when
They won.
Raiders, they did win. But just
Who you
think-
going, Bill?
They had
Raiders,
Moses,
Raiders.
man. They had Moses.
No,
man.
Raiders.
Raiders. Who
Did
did
you
Hainsey
go
go?
me 1 to 12? or
Raiders
13?
1
Yeah.
to
Oh,
12.
1 to 12, yeah. So I'll put Raiders 1 to 12.
Who did Hainsey go?
He went Raiders, Hainsey.
How's that a tough
home
one?
game,
I don't
so-
know. This is one of those feelings.
Yeah.
And you look, if you go for Eels, but I'm saying Raiders have been so good every game this year.
Yeah,
They've been
and
proving
they've
a
been
lot.
playing alright.
They've been
Yeah.
very good.
If they do have a lead, as long as they don't lose
Put
that
me-
lead, they'll
put
be
me
right.
Eels.
Okay, Sam's going
Wow.
one Eels.
All right.
So Hainsey said Canberra Raiders.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap to the touchline tips.
Yeah, moving on, boys. Let's move on to our first news story. At the game, we're hearing us Doggies fans, as we usually do. We speak on emotion, and we'll boo. A lot of the fans were booing Latrell Mitchell. Not only our fans, in previous games with different other teams. So the NRL are monitoring fan behaviour over
That's
booing Latrell Mitchell.
That's so dumb.
So here's what Peter V'landys said.
Yeah.
If only people realize what a good person Latrell is, they wouldn't boo him. What are your opinions on that?
That is, honestly, look, that's just an embarrassment.
Yeah.
Embarrassing of a statement. You know why? It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. On the field is what we base you on.
Yeah.
he's such a grub on the field.
He is.
He done it last week against the Roosters, the knee
Tedesco.
to the face.
Yeah, Tedesco,
He's New South Wales mate, his mate. He done it to Addo Carr.
His best mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his brother.
He done it to Joey Manu last year, I think, or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
His eye was swollen.
Yeah, I remember that.
He goes for the kill. I get when you're on the field. I love the when you're on the field, like friends are you're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
You're
Your
playing
yeah.
your enemies.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
there's a level where you go. He goes beyond that level. He goes for the kill. Like look at Manu. As I said, swallowing his eye.
socket was bad.
For a second, I thought Josh Addo-Carr was gone.
Yeah, I thought he was
Did
gone
not
too.
move.
Everyone reacted.
He
like,
couldn't move. That's what I'm saying. He's a dirty player, and again,
And
he will be probably the nicest person, but on the field, he's dirty.
He's just a
man.
grub.
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, probably off the field, he's one of the best blokes.
Yeah.
Probably better than a lot of blokes that are good on the field.
Yeah.
But like what you were saying, on the field, one of the most grubbiest player in rugby league. Like about the mate thing, Manu, Addo-Carr seemed
Even
like
Tedesco as well.
even Addo-Carr seemed like he was dead to me. I really thought this bloke's not gonna. That's it, bro.
Yeah.
He's paralyzed. He got knocked out. Yeah, Ben. I just and it's a natural instinct to see something like that. And the opposite team's fans start to boo.
Yeah.
Like, what? You're gonna stop us from booing
That's
after
cool.
we paid a ticket? I can do what I want with when I go
Exactly.
to a game.
They can't tell us what
All
to do.
All right, minus streaking the field and jumping on the
No,
field.
I know,
There's
yeah.
limits.
Racial slurs.
I can
Yeah.
do what I want.
They're
And
off.
back to what you're saying about embarrassment. It is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, well, what is he? Is Volandis his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
sorry,
yeah.
cuz.
Yeah,
Last time I checked, it's not your dad.
Yeah.
Just everyone is their own person. Let him deal with it. If
Exactly.
you want, if Latrell Mitchell has an issue with this, come out on social media and say it.
Exactly.
But anyways, he'll get cancelled anyways
Yeah.
because it's
100%.
Latrell Mitchell.
He's
But
a-
still, bro.
He's a protector player, man. Like he's one of the biggest players in the game, and they're just trying to protect him. And for me, it's not an accident, man. If you're always doing that every single week, what Samuel mentioned, a few of the plays he's hurt over the years, he's done it on purpose. And for me, Addo-Carr was causing a threat on that game.
Yeah.
He was dominating that game, causing
He
problems
did.
on that left-hand side, got an assist.
And he
to
played 40
Burden.
minutes of the game
He
as
did
well.
play 40 minutes. And
Yeah.
for Latrell to do that, he knew because of the threat he was opposing on
Yeah.
Rabbitohs, the best way to get him is to do
So
that
you're
to him.
saying it was on purpose?
It was on purpose, bro. 100% it was on purpose.
That's a big statement.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Bro,
look, to be honest,
I know
on that
people
point-
saying here, it's like the moment you're running a game, you're not thinking,
Yeah.
you're going for the tackle. But for me, Addo-Carr was one of the best players on that field,
Yeah.
causing problems, like I said. And he knew once Addo-Carr left, the game
It was not
done.
needed, man.
It was
The
not-
bloke
he was
was
out of the
already
field.
out.
He
He was
was out of
already
the
injured
out
with the shoulder injury as well,
No,
but-
we're saying he was
Yeah.
already out of
Out
the
cold,
field of
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
That's it. It was done. That whole play was done, and he
Yeah.
decides to put his knee in his head.
Exactly. And the ref didn't do nothing about it too.
Addo-Carr had already got tackled out, and
Yeah.
he decided to come
Yeah.
in with
And
the knee.
again, it's on the point of you thinking he's done
It's
on
on
purpose. He
purpose,
done it,
man.
as I said, he done it last week to
Yeah.
one of the Roosters players.
The
It's
Tedesco,
in
yeah.
his nature. It's in his game. On the field, he's such a dirty player.
He is.
And of course, everyone's gonna boo him. What they're gonna clap him off if
Yeah.
they're
You can't
hurting.
clap him.
If
No
they're
way.
hurting, say little kid's favorite player, Josh Addo-Carr, no one's gonna be happy with that.
Of course. That's why everyone has
and
every
you-
right.
And again, it's sport, bro. Like
It is.
football in Premier League, football fans are so like worse than that.
Passionate, yeah,
10
they are.
times worse.
And-
And they like if a player's not playing bad, they'll put it on him.
Why-
But again, that's part of the sport world. You're gonna
Exactly.
get criticized.
And why I think it's on purpose, if it was a one-time thing, you say it's an accident. But he's doing it so many times in the
He's
season.
done it on a few players,
He's always
yeah.
doing it,
Just-
so you're going to make
not
it
natural
to the
at all.
purpose.
And what you're saying,
That's
like,
a part of his game.
it's the
nature.
Aussie culture, man. Like what we were talking about last week about that journalist saying
Oh,
they
yeah,
were saying
that
all
the
these things to
fans,
the
yeah,
fans,
yeah.
and then now Volandis is having a sook about this. Like, brother, like let us be. Like, why are you dictating what we're saying?
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Like,
Let
they
us-
want to control
again.
us.
Let
like,
us be.
Makes no sense.
No, it's the Aussie culture, man.
Yeah,
We're-
I know.
There's a reason why celebrities don't like coming to Australia. This is off topic now, because there's so many rules, there's so many things that Aussies get turned off by, and they make you pay for it.
Even
Yeah,
we
so-
get turned off. By
Yeah,
it.
like there's a
Exactly.
lot of
Yeah, yeah.
stories where celebrities don't like to come here because of the rules and the authority here.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Volandis, like I respect what he's done for the NRL, whatever. There's people like him who are saying things like that are turning fans away from the league and from the sport.
Do you honestly think if it was any other player, he's going to be protecting them?
Nah, no way.
No
No
chance.
No way.
No
No
chance.
chance.
Yeah, he's a cover boy, as they say.
Yeah.
For the game. Anyways, move on to the next one. Let's talk about the Parramatta Eels tweet.
Yeah.
They put on Easter Sunday. There's only one king, and
Yeah.
we all know what they're aiming at. We all know what the aim was. That is.
And then explain it properly. They said that there's only one king,
king,
and then
yeah.
at the bottom it said
Oh,
King
yeah, sorry.
Gutherson.
Sorry, yeah, yeah.
And then it had the king emojis.
And then it said hashtag paradise.
Yeah.
Right now, Amelia put on his
On his Instagram.
It's a shout out to Emilio. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that too today.
They
as
knew
well.
what they're doing. They knew
Yeah.
what they're doing, especially on Easter Sunday. Just come out, say Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, you know. That
They did delete it.
They deleted it.
they
They
deleted
did,
it, of
yeah.
course, because they were getting hate on that. Like it's
Exactly.
unacceptable, man. Like
It is.
it's bad. Well, what are your thoughts on it?
But what would you say that, like, putting on social media, like,
Especially when a majority of your fan base
Yeah.
is probably
Christian.
Christian Catholic,
yeah.
you know, and to say that to their fans, you know, if the doggy said that, no doubt about, I would actually have an issue and unfollow the page.
exactly.
I would actually unfollow it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know. Did para fans unfollow the page?
A lot of
Obviously, you're not going to unfollow your club.
Yeah.
But like, what was happening within that community with the para
it's
fans?
not. It's a joke, man. Like
It's like
That's
sound
not-
like a
that's not a
mockery,
joke.
you know, like it's a mockery to
I'm
our
saying-
faith.
no,
I'm saying it's
You
not
know?
a joke. I'm not saying you. I'm just
Oh.
saying it's
Oh,
not a
yeah,
joke.
yeah,
The
yeah.
tweet, what they posted,
Yeah.
they think it's funny, but
It's just
not.
it's like a mockery, like to
it
our
is a
faith.
mockery.
Like,
It is,
they
it's-
should not say things like that. All right, say Happy Easter, like, you know, God bless, whatever. Okay, but saying things like that,
It was not
apparently-
needed. It wasn't called for.
Yeah, but
They
then
just- they
that's
try
when
to be
Emilio
funny.
stopped it, and he actually reposted
Because
it.
the issue is with these clubs is the marketing team is separate from the club.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
You probably get no. You
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
yes.
Wink, wink.
Anyways, wink, wink. Anyways, like they're separate from the club. So whoever's in charge of this marketing team needs to get sacked.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when you're whether you're a janitor for Parramatta Eels or you're CEO of the Parramatta Eels, at the end of the day, your club has a set value. You know, you've got mottos in the club. You've got things written on the wall that you abide by with the players and whatnot. That goes down even to the marketing team. You know, you got to follow that no matter what you are, what position you are in the club. You're always supposed to abide by those rules and those mottos. That way because you're at the end of the day, you're representing the club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
are, whatever you post, that para logo is present
Yes.
on the social media page, on the TikToks, Instagram, YouTube, whatever.
All the social
like whatever
platforms,
you
yeah.
post affects the club. Doesn't matter about your own personal values. Post that on your own personal Instagram.
Exactly. You
You
don't
know
put
what
it
I
on
mean?
the-
So like you're
Yeah.
representing the club, and I feel like a lot of these marketing people get it wrong that way,
Yeah.
where they feel like they're posting it on their own social medias, where they're
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
representing
Yeah.
the club.
Yeah.
Well said, yeah.
Look, I know Canterbury Bulldogs, they always post everything like from every religion as well, like, you know, an Easter,
Yeah.
for
Yeah, yeah.
Ramadan,
That's how it is.
everything.
It should be like
because
that.
they're doing it because it's a multicultural club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own religion values.
But not just everyone.
not
that
just-
should
yeah.
be just a normal.
Yeah, but they're
society.
doing
Everyone
something
should
good,
do
yeah.
that, you know. But it's just
just
not
normal
needed,
society, man.
It's
Like-
not.
Yeah, I know.
And personally, for me, I want NRL to like punish that, like to fine them, because
Yeah.
if that was said something, if they had put a tweet about something else where we all know everyone goes on them,
Yeah.
they would have got a fine.
Yeah.
So like
100%.
we're not going to say any punishment because
Well, of
that's how
course
it is these days.
Yeah.
No one really cares. But
Like so many players talking about what you're saying about a particular topic, they would have got fined or they would have had to get sacked in the NRL.
Yeah.
For example, Falau.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
so many
Yeah, I know.
decisions that it's not right.
After
these
when
days,
he
man.
got sacked, that was bad.
Yeah,
That was
look,
bad.
they
he
should-
was a good player, bro.
Yeah.
Israel Folau was the best
was so
player.
good.
Look, there
man.
should be personally for me. I think there should be a punishment to that. But as I said, they're not going to go through that. But now let's talk about Josh Addo-Carr. Look, there's a lot of fans having a say about this. Some want him out. Some think, get him out. Let Blake Wilson build on him. Are you buying into that? Do you think Addo-Carr should probably leave the club?
Well, I didn't hear any like news out of it, but like I told you,
No, but like there's fans out there.
fans out there. I don't know.
For
That's
me,
a
look,
50-50 thing, man.
I think I want to keep him still. That's where I'm at now because his first season was incredible, man. He was
Yeah, when he started.
him and Burden, that combination was
They did.
one of the best like duos in that competition that year. And just recently, he's been having a few injuries.
Well, I would
just
say a
has
lot of injuries. I would say from last year.
yeah,
and
last
now
year
this
just
year
hasn't
too.
been having a lot of game time. The tries haven't been really in his game the last 2 years. That's the reason I would let him go because the contract he's on. We're wasting so much money on a player that's not even playing. He's
That's what
playing
I'm
like
saying.
below
Yeah.
10
That's
what I
games a
was thinking.
season.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I'll get rid of him. But if you're talking about a fit Addo-Carr that's going to be playing every game, I'll keep him.
Look, on that,
Yeah.
when we see that first year Addo-Carr, amazing. What a player he was. Like, that's the player we saw from Melbourne. Last year he had injuries, but still, if you look at his stats, 15 games, 11 tries. He's still producing.
Yeah.
And this year again, Rabbitohs, he was fantastic. I really saw the impact he had on the team.
He
And
did.
even behind the dressing room, you can see everyone loves him.
Yeah,
The fans
the club
love him.
loves him, yeah.
He brings so much to the team and the culture of the Bulldogs. Personally for me, I'm not buying into the thing getting rid of him because
Yeah.
I feel once our team's good, you know, it's like us. We're on this journey where we're seeing the Bulldogs struggle, but when we get there, it's going to be
And
the best
improve,
feeling.
yeah.
So when Bulldogs are great, imagine seeing Whittaker in that team scoring tries, 100-meter tries, intercepts here
Yeah.
and there. He's going to be, you know, back on everyone's lips. Everyone's saying, we love Whittaker.
Of course.
You know, I don't buy into this. I don't know why everyone's
Yeah.
saying, you know,
All
get him
right,
out.
Okay, but yeah, all right. He's an exceptional player for the Bulldogs. He's done a lot for us already. Minus injuries, yeah, 100%, man. Like keep him there, but like, how old is he? Almost
Like
30.
28.
30. nearly
Think
30.
long term.
Probably 30. Yeah.
You got to think long term. Like if you wanna, we got juniors in
In the Bulldog system,
in the Bulldog system. For now, he's good. Short term fix, yeah, but if you want to build on a player long term. And you start him off on first grade, you know, to gain that experience, you know. Maybe you got to have that conversation where you start to see him dip. If we start to see Whittaker dip later on in his performance,
Yeah.
man, you're going to have to let this guy go.
Yeah.
Like, and bring someone younger who's
Wilson's
making their...
been-
Yeah,
Wilson.
that's what I'm saying. Like a
Like
Wilson, or
Wilson
even
or
just,
Bronson
or even
Cherry,
just
anyone.
anyone in that junior system, you
Yeah.
know, who's fresh 18, 19, 20. Maybe 20, like maybe 18 is too young.
Yeah. Skelton's good shout.
That's
If
what
it
I'm
was-
saying,
Yeah.
man.
There's
If you
a lot
really,
of options.
if you really want to build this club, which the Bulldogs have come in and said, like Gus saying he wants
Junior
to
system.
build this club with the juniors or whatever.
Yes.
You got to think long term, man.
Yeah.
Maybe dropping Whittaker will pave the way for someone else to come in and gain experience.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
right now, Whittaker is the answer. Like I
He
reckon
is.
he stays.
Yeah.
So
I think he'll
what about
stay.
you, Anthony?
Yeah, look, to be fair, I think he will stay. And look, I know injuries has happened to him the last 2 years, like with the ACL and plus his shoulder and everything. But with fans and that, I know people they love to talk and gossip. I don't believe in that bull stuff. Like I don't like that type of thing.
Yeah.
But personally, look, he's a good bloke. Like his personality, like he's funny. I know he's a character and all that stuff. But for that level, like in the first grade, personally, I'd rather let him stay just for the time being. So
Okay.
just to build him up until he comes back from his injury, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
So
I think, look, there's so many things you could say. Like Bill mentioned the young
young juniors,
bringing
yeah.
up the juniors. I mentioned about, you know, his experience, what he brings
Yeah.
to the club. So there's so many things you can look at. So again, right now he's contracted with the Bulldogs and he's staying at the Bulldogs. Even Gus said earlier on, you know, he's not going to Para or anything. Those rumors were fake. So
Yeah.
he's not going anywhere. But before we wrap up league talk, I want to get your boys' worst NRL refereeing decision you've ever seen.
Wants to start us off.
Anthony, go.
I think this was back in 2009. Dogs Dragons at Oki Jubilee. That was in I think it was in Rockdale. I think it was the last. I think it was the last set. I think when Jamal Indras, I don't know if he did or didn't interfere, but I think he didn't. Like I was at the game there. Well, me, my cousin Joseph, and Matthew. Bro, we won that game, but they took it away from us. So Tony Archer was the ref. He actually changed that decision. As he said that there was obstruction. And we went crazy. Like we were losing.
We know
it.
you would have went crazy.
I would have went crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
we
I
know
was
you.
still young.
How
but,
old
like,
were you?
I was like probably back in 09, I was about 14, 15.
Yeah, roughly, 14 maybe.
Yeah, 14, 15. Like I was still young, but like I was losing it, but like I was throwing like, you know, F and this and F and that.
No, we know,
Of
brother.
course that, yeah. You know, after my reaction on Sunday.
15 years later,
Yeah, but
still
I
doing
think
it.
Tony Archer stuffed our game up, so that was the worst. Like that was the worst moment.
Okay,
sure.
for me, back in 2011, Manly versus Cowboys. Manly won that game 12-10, but there was
Yeah.
this certain call where I think it was Matt Ballin or Kieran Foran where one of their players...
Wasn't it Cowboy Sharks?
No,
Oh.
you're doing that
Oh,
one.
okay, yeah. Oh,
So, yeah, because you wanted that one. But Cowboys and Manly, one of their players did a bomb. Kieran Foran was the one chasing, or Matt Ballin, one of those players, put his hand out. The ball just fingertips touched the fingertips of his hand. You can see the motion of his hand moving. And then the ball bounced. The video ref checked it. They scored and they said it was no try. And that was one of the biggest errors in the game. And cost the Cowboys actually the
Finals.
chance of finals footy.
Let's talk about a bigger one. 2019 Grand Final. Raiders versus Roosters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know, was that Ben
it's-
Cummins or Jared Sutton?
Has to be
It's
Sutton.
one of those
Quarter
refs, yeah.
6 again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then went back on what he said,
Yeah.
and Wyden thought it was a 6 again, so
Yeah.
he took the tackle.
Yeah.
And then ended up costing them the grand final, and then Tedesco ends up scoring.
That's
Yeah,
the worst
that's
one because
what-
That
Yeah.
was the grand
That-
final.
I was actually at the Star Casino. Me and the cousins, like everyone was there. We're having feed, watching that sports bar, and everyone was going
Yeah.
for Canberra to win.
Yeah, you don't want them
Because
to.
no one
We all wanted
No,
Raiders.
they
As
would-
a
they-
Dogs
they
fan,
should've
I
won
wanted
it.
Raiders.
They
They
should
should have won that
They should
game.
have won it.
Yeah.
And they had a perfect season, Canberra Raiders.
Yeah, they were good.
They played so good.
Yeah.
but they got robbed
Yeah,
big time.
Samuel.
Well,
So-
I'm going for the 7 tackle. The Sharks and the Cowboys game.
2013.
Again, Cowboys always got stuffed up in the
always
final
them.
series.
Always them.
It was where Bo Ryan ended up scoring the try, and the referee forgot about the tackle count, and it went up to 7 tackles. And back then there weren't 7 tackles. Now we have the 0 tackle, 1
Yeah.
tackle. It went to 7 tackles, and then they go on to score in that game, and that's
Yeah.
never happened. You know, since when? Ever since then, or even before that, has a referee forgot about the tackle count? So that cost them. They scored the try and they win the game. So I think that's one of the worst ones
Wow.
up there.
So yeah, leave your comments down below. What do you reckon your worst NRL refereeing decision in the NRL? But now we're moving on to some Wrestle Talk. As you know, WrestleMania is coming up this week.
This week, it's gonna
WrestleMania
be
40 is going to be, I think, one of the greatest ever.
one of the
Let's
biggest. I would
start
say.
with the stage, bro. Have
Yeah,
you
of
seen
course.
that?
I
Have you
haven't
seen
seen it yet, but-
Have you seen the leaks?
No,
You haven't
I
seen
Saw
it?
the
I've
photo.
seen
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's disgusting.
Not looking good.
It's not looking good.
Doesn't look good.
Is this supposed to be?
Even the stadium doesn't look good.
Yeah.
No, the stadium's all right.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I
I'm
like
not
the
worried
stadium,
about
but the stage.
I'm worried about the stage. You know, 30, we had the actual logo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They had the 3 X's.
That's
Like,
right.
it was nice. So like 30, and then
Yeah.
20 was a nice one too. The WrestleMania.
No,
20. It
WrestleMania
wasn't-
20, yeah.
It was nice.
Where
that
did I
one.
see? Did
It's
you
supposed to be.
post it?
It's supposed to be grand stages, man.
Of
It's not
course.
looking-
Like 40. Like, where's the bill? Where's the
100%.
grand stage? Where's that WrestleMania 30? What was it? 32? 2017. With the roller coaster.
Oh,
Yeah, you know-
when Undertaker reigns and that, like it was in that.
well, I think it is
Yeah.
32. It is 32.
Yeah,
Well,
with the globe. Where
when the New
Reigns-
Day came out.
No, hold on. When the Hardy Boys came back. 30,
Yeah, WrestleMania 32.
It was when I was
32.
always-
33.
the whole
33.
ramp blocked that
No,
way.
it's 33.
No.
33. It's 33.
Come
10
on,
years
man.
ago.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Regardless, that was one. I reckon that is the best stage ever.
That was
But
nice.
Now seeing
The long
the
one, yeah.
WrestleMania 40, this is a kind of a big milestone. XL, man. You're like, where's the bell? Where's the?
Yeah,
you
last
know-
year was good.
Yeah,
Last year
last year was nice.
33
That was at
33,
LA, yeah.
yeah.
That was.
But this year was not looking
Well,
good.
look, let's
Yeah.
look
and it's
through.
like quite a milestone for WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying.
40.
Usually, when you hit 40, 30, 20, like 50,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
these are your big
That's where the
stage
big
moments.
cards.
The big stages,
Yeah.
man. You
and
make the
it's
biggest
these little
stage.
things that make the WrestleMania
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look, let's quickly go through tips.
Yeah.
Pull your tips out. Who you think's gonna win each match? Let's start with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes.
Kenny Rollins.
Cody Rhodes.
Why don't we start from the bottom?
You
See,
go
yeah,
for the
start
low,
from the low
we'll go
cards.
to the
Yeah.
So
top.
let's go from the low cards. Actually, these are majority of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic and Santos Escobar.
I think Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty obvious one.
I think it's an easy one, that
Yeah,
one.
we'll go
Is that
for
on the pre-show?
Yeah. No, that was on SmackDown.
No, is this on the pre-show?
No, it's.
I think
normal.
I'll go for Rey Mysterio on that because Judgment Day, which is Dominic and JD, they've been on a losing streak
Yeah.
in recent weeks. So I think that's going to continue into WrestleMania.
Okay.
So I'll go for Rey Mysterio.
What about yourself, Sam?
Me, I'm going Rey Mysterio and that.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio.
LA Knight, AJ Styles.
It's going to be a good match, man.
Yeah.
They promoted it very well.
Yeah, you know how LA Knight went to AJ's house and he
Yeah.
tried to
Yeah.
break in? It reminds me of
And-
those rivalries like Triple H and Randy Orton back in the days.
Yeah.
They were
He was an imposter on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wearing the full fake
am I saying?
security outfit, and then he comes out and
Let's
starts.
go LA Knight. I'm going to say LA Knight.
I think LA Knight too. LA
it's
Knight.
more if
I
he
want to
wins.
try and think the
Because
storyline.
LA Knight's been wanting him.
Yeah.
AJ Styles always is on top right
Yeah.
now. LA Knight will get his win.
I think it will.
Yeah.
I think it's time to shine.
What are you saying,
so-
Charbel?
I think LA Knight.
I'm going to go AJ Styles.
Okay.
I think AJ Styles. I just feel
Yeah.
WrestleMania, they're not just going to give all the favorites to win.
Nah, I think
'Cause I'm going to go. I just got a feeling AJ Styles will win.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
it's,
you
just
know what?
better, it's
Switch-
better for the
Can I switch
storyline.
one?
AJ.
I'm going to stick with AJ.
I think it's
I
better
think
for
he'll
the
win
storyline.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one. The Final Testament versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Who's winning that one?
You know, that's a dumb card, that one. I know they're building up their storylines because you know how Street Profits lost against Grayson Waller and Austin
yeah, they
Theory?
lost on SmackDown.
So that's why the Final Testament, like,
What's this?
going
Matt, sorry?
after him.
Final
So,
Testament versus Street Profits and Bobby.
but do you think that they should be on the card at Mania?
That's
I don't
what
know.
I'm getting sick of that.
I think
They
it's
should just
storyline.
do it.
What's on
SmackDown,
what's on the
man.
pre-show? I want to know.
I
Maybe
don't
they
know,
should
to
put
be
that
honest.
as a
I think it was
pre-show.
the Rey
Yeah, I think it's a
Maybe
waste
it
of
was.
Yeah,
a
it is.
card match.
You know what, Sam? I think they should put it as a pre-show
They should,
card.
that should be a pre-show.
That's
Maybe
what
it
I
is.
reckon.
I'm not sure
No,
I
about.
pray they do that.
But what are your tips, but I think
I think Street
I
Profits.
think Street Profits get the win because bro, the Final Testament's been destroying
Yeah.
them every single week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll get their revenge.
I don't know. I think I'm actually going to go for the Final Testament.
Okay.
I think they are going to win it. No, I'm being serious.
No,
They've
no.
actually like killing it.
Okay. Next one.
So
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. We said that one. Okay, yeah, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. I think we went through this last week.
We went through
Yeah.
this. So
Yes.
do we,
Yeah,
said
let's
Judgment
go
Day.
through it again.
Okay, so the match is Judgment Day versus DIY, The New Day, Awesome Truth, A-Town Down, and New Catch Republic.
Speaking of the six-pack tag team titles, I saw rumors today again. WWE. No, I'm being serious. No, you are gonna.
mentioned that.
No, come on, I'm being serious.
Okay.
They're going to pull out Grayson Waller and Austin
I
Theory.
thought something else.
No, because there's a big return again.
Who?
You remember WrestleMania 32 when the Hardy Boys came out?
33.
33 was
Yeah,
it?
I think it was.
They're actually taking their spot.
Hardy
The Hardy
Boys-
Boys
Hardy
returning
Boys-
to
Bro,
WWE
they're so
again.
old now. Have you
I
seen
know.
the recent
They're
video of Hardy?
doing AEW, bro.
Oh,
They're
no
getting
way,
old.
no way.
But how much they got left?
They won't do it again.
I don't
That's
think that's true. Jeff Hardy had a problem with because Jeff Hardy had so many problems.
No,
I know.
Bro, the bloke can't wrestle anymore. It's too old, man.
I know.
I
But
don't-
they're saying that the return of the Hardys are coming
It'll
back
be
again.
good. I don't
It'll
know.
be
I think
good.
it will.
Bro,
I
they
reckon
won't do
they'll
it
win
again.
back
They
to
won't
back.
do it twice.
It won't happen again,
No
but
chance. No
But
chance.
they will be in the
Not two
card, so-
WrestleManias.
Well, okay, who you tipping, but
Look, I know the Hardys returning, but I'm sticking with DIY.
He's saying that-
DIY. No, I'm being serious. But the Hardy
Hardys
Boys
are not
returning.
returning.
No, they are
They're
returning.
not, bro.
It's
They're
like
Why
he's
would
got
they do
connect-
that two WrestleManias?
They're taking
Yeah,
Austin.
it doesn't.
But it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Well,
In
I
the same fashion. Anyways, I'm gonna
I'm
say.
sticking with DIY.
I'm
I'm
gonna say.
Awesome Truth.
Nah, bro. I'm gonna say they're gonna retain.
Do you think so?
That most
No,
likely
bro.
that would,
Yeah,
but I don't want to
bro.
say
They're
that.
not gonna retain
I
that.
feel like they are.
Okay, I'm going Awesome Truth.
Yeah.
Next one, Jay and Jimmy.
That's a good one.
Jay, I think it has
Jay
to be
Uso,
Jay.
yeah.
Has to be Jay.
You?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah,
Jay.
he's
But
going to win it.
surely,
I'm
you
not
know,
Jimmy.
Do they make peace at the end? Maybe.
Nah, maybe.
I want to
yeah,
see his
maybe.
dad. I want to see his dad as a special guest referee.
Maybe.
I think Jimmy wins with Solo interfering.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Nah,
Jimmy-
Jay Uso.
I
should
think
win
Jimmy
it.
will win.
I don't know,
Jay
man.
Uso.
Surely Jay gets the moment, man. He's been
killing
he's
it.
had a tough time.
Oh, you
with
know
the
what? I'm going
bloodline.
to change Jay.
Yeah, I think
Because Jay, again, he hasn't been the main star in recent months on Monday Night Raw. Before the Bloodline, he had that period where he was the main guy.
Yeah.
Had a chance at Seth Rollins' belt. Had a chance at Gunther's belt. Hasn't been winning. I'll change it to Jay.
Jay's going to win it for
Yeah, I'm
sure.
gonna say
This is
Jay.
his
Okay.
moment to shine again.
next one, we said our tips. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin.
Yeah, I said Logan Paul.
I said Logan Paul.
I
Yeah, I
said
said Logan
Logan. I
Paul.
said
I think I
Logan
said it
Paul
too.
to win.
Kevin Owens.
Randy
You said
Orton? Yeah, I'm
Randy.
sticking with
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
I went Logan Paul. Intercontinental Champion match, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. That's a big one.
I don't know, man, because
What's in it for Sami Zayn to win?
Look,
man?
Sami
Yeah.
Zayn's now being trained by Chad Gable in part of the
Yeah.
storyline. Chad Gable's going to help him out. I
don't know.
feel Chad Gable and Sami Zayn something might build up with them too. I think
Yeah,
Gunther
after
retains
the-
this.
Could you see maybe...
Sami Zayn pulls out.
Look,
but
this
didn't
is
you-
what could happen.
What?
I'm sticking Gunther. I think he's going to win.
I think he will retain.
For me,
yeah.
there's two storylines that could happen.
Yeah, what is it?
So Gunther would win, of course, both these storylines.
Yeah, yeah.
So Chad Gable will congratulate Sami Zayn trying his best. Sami Zayn will attack him.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe, yeah.
the other way around, Sami Zayn
Wins it.
wins it and
Chad-
Chad Gable attacks him.
Maybe.
I can't see that
But
because
would Sami Zayn go heel?
He's right. He won't go. I think Chad will, but they're saying that. I don't know if you saw the other day. They put
rumors?
Brock Lesnar his photo on the
Yeah,
poster.
I saw that.
So that there could be signs that he could.
Return.
So if Gunther wins, maybe Brock Lesnar comes out and wins the Intercontinental.
Like confronts him only, probably.
Yeah,
Or maybe confronts.
Yeah,
I
he
think
won't have a fight.
Gunther retains. Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Yeah,
killing
Gunther.
it.
I'm gonna
So.
say
Gunther.
Gunther retain.
Yeah,
Um,
Gunther.
Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch for the Women's World Championship.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
a
like
good
to
one.
swear, but I'm sticking
This
with
is a
the
good
Aussie, bro.
one.
I'm
This is
sticking
a
with the
very
Aussie.
good one.
Rhea Ripley, man, she's killing it, and she's gonna be a babyface. So
Look,
You have to see what's good for the storyline.
Yeah.
I think WWE lately has wanting long championships.
yeah,
I'm not a fan of that a lot.
Me too,
I think it's
I'm
going to
not.
be too boring.
Yeah.
Let one have his title reign, but
yeah,
we've got to keep changing it.
yeah.
But even with that being said, I still think Rhea Ripley will win it.
I think
Yeah.
Becky
The Aussie-
Lynch.
Becky
Yeah,
Lynch.
I
Becky
hope
Lynch
she wins
steals
it.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna
I'm
go-
sticking with Becky Lynch, the Aussie.
Becky Lynch, the Aussie.
Becky Lynch, Aussie. I mean, Rhea Ripley. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I
Never
said
knew
Rhea
Becky Lynch was
I got
Aussie,
mixed
mate.
up. Sorry, Rhea Ripley, our Aussie favorite.
Yeah, I'll go for him too.
Him
Him too.
What, man, why?
This
What,
guy thinks
man?
Becky Lynch is Aussie.
What? No,
This
no, no,
bloke
no.
thinks
No, I'm not.
she's a boy.
He's right. She's the man.
She's the man. Yeah,
What
yeah,
I'm saying,
right.
I'll go with what he's going.
Oh, with
not
him.
with the superstar.
Nah,
So
you said-
I said I'll go
Did he
with
say-
him.
did
I'll
he
go
say
with
him?
him.
Him. Yeah, he goes. I'll go with him.
Him.
Oh, okay.
Dog, that's what I meant.
I was meant to say Rhea Ripley, but not Becky
Anthony's
Lynch.
brainwashing
I know.
us.
No, so Rhea Ripley, I said. Rhea Ripley.
WWE Women's Championship, Io Sky versus Bailey.
I think Bailey.
Bailey.
Bailey's going to win
Bailey.
it.
I feel sorry for her that she's not the main event.
Yeah, I
You know, she won the Royal Rumble. They look for those moments, but you know, what can you do?
It is what it is.
The
Well-
big matches now. Seth Rollins, Drew.
I think Drew McIntyre is going to win it. I think he's going to win the world title. I think it's time to shine, but David Priest might cash it in. I'm saying that. I'm just letting you know.
I think McIntyre wins.
McIntyre.
Yeah.
Because he's already expressed behind the scenes that, you know, he's
Waiting for this moment.
waiting for this
Because
moment. He's
COVID.
had his moment, but COVID, even
Yeah.
behind the scenes, like there was talks of him leaving because he's not getting what he wants. So I feel like they're just gonna feed him the title.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Drew
so.
McIntyre.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Seth's been holding it for now 305 days, something
Yeah.
like that. Drew McIntyre will win. You know, his moment when he didn't at WrestleMania, he won it, but it was in
Yeah.
front of an empty stadium. Crown Jewel, that was his moment right there. The biggest mistake they didn't let him win it there.
Yeah,
But they're saving it for something greater, WrestleMania. So I'm
Yeah.
going Drew McIntyre.
beautiful.
Now the last two matches I've
big
got on
ones.
here. These are the big ones. Like this is probably one of the biggest tag team match, and you could again say one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania for the championship. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman.
That's a hard one, man.
This
That's
is
a
like-
hard
I
one,
don't know
bro.
who-
This is going to be the hardest one of all time.
You know
I
why?
don't know why.
You know why this is hard?
So-
Because everyone's saying Rock's gonna betray,
Yeah, and then
Seth's
Seth's
gonna
going to
betray.
that's the problem,
and that's
bro.
what's messing with their heads. What's gonna happen?
I don't know, bro. I think we should not say.
I'm gonna say. No, why wouldn't you say?
I don't know, because this is, like how you said, this is going to be the hardest storyline, and this is going to be the hardest match.
I
of
feel
all
like
time.
I was saying Seth and Cody will win the tag
Yeah.
match,
I'm going
but now
Reigns.
I'm saying Reigns and Rock do
Same.
because it only make that singles match
I was
better
gonna say
because
that, yeah.
Cody Rhodes is gonna beat him against all the odds.
Yeah.
'Cause
already Reigns
Finish
has
that
that
story
advantage. Yeah.
better.
Yeah, I agree with Bill. I was gonna say that.
I was
now.
just thinking
yeah,
exactly.
I'll go. Rock and Roman.
Yeah, I'm gonna
For
say
the tag match, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rock
I'll
and
probably
Roman.
stick with that.
and people are not expecting them to
Yeah.
win anyways.
Exactly.
Is everyone going Seth and Cody?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
I'm going-
fair
yeah.
few
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
So then, with that being said, we're going Rock and Roman and,
And
then
Cody.
to win it.
That's
Cody
right.
to
Then I'm
win,
gonna
yeah.
say Cody to win.
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
think
finish the
He's
story,
going to
bro.
win.
It's
Bro, he's going
done.
to get bashed either way. So if he loses the tag team, tag team match, he's going to get belted. Everyone's going to interfere. So I think Cody's going to win that whole story.
And now Cody
he's
has-
going to finish the story.
Finish the
back
story,
up.
close the book,
I
mate.
feel
Yes.
what could happen
That's
it.
is like the bloodline come and interfere, but then Cody, the people that have had problems with the bloodline come
Yeah.
in like Jey Uso will come in, Sami Zayn will come in.
Goldust is going to return as well. and
Is
he's
it
going to
maybe?
jump.
Yeah, Goldust will probably come
he
in
said
help
on
his
his
brother.
Twitter as well.
Who knows? Maybe Stone Cold comes in.
Yeah,
attacks
John
That'll
the
be
Cena.
the
brother.
end
John
for
Cena.
drama.
Hey,
That'll
you
destroy-
have to
yeah.
understand.
John Cena comes in.
Yeah, everyone.
That would be
Whoever
crazy.
got attacked by the bloodline, I think they're all going to interfere in that match.
So like 100, they'll get 100 superstars in the ring.
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, the people that got attacked.
Imagine this, like Cody
What?
wins the belt, and then all these superstars come out. You know, they hold him
Celebrate
up,
for it.
and he's
I
holding
think
the
they
title.
will.
They'll make for a great WrestleMania.
I think
moment.
they
That'll
will.
be that'll be a
Yeah.
moment.
I think
yeah.
they'll be the biggest moment of all time at WrestleMania. So, no, I'm being serious. yeah.
No, because
So-
every time you talk, there's just an awkward silence.
Yeah,
we
I
just stop. But anyways, that's a wrap up to Wrestle Talk, and Bill and Anthony will start with Combat Talk.
All right, guys, welcome back to another edition of Combat Talk. Anthony, let's start off with the big fight that happened just yesterday. Tim Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora.
Wow.
You know, Tim Tszyu doesn't get it done. He loses via split decision.
Yeah.
But what a fight that was, man.
That was blood, guts, and hell match, man.
Blood,
That's all-
guts, and hell match. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does make
That
sense.
sums up the fight.
Bro, there was a lot of blood in that fight. First few rounds. First 2 rounds, bro. Tim Tszyu, bro, with those hook punches and straight punches.
Yeah.
He bloody got Fundora
So,
in the cheek as well.
look, man,
Yeah.
Tszyu was doing good up
Yeah.
until that elbow with the accidental
Yeah, I
cut.
saw that, the elbow shot. That
It
was bad.
required 12 stitches. It was
Yeah.
12. So, yeah, man, he was controlling the fight up until that point, and then as the fight went on, you know, the doctors wanted to stop it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in
because
round
of-
3, I think, or
Yeah,
round 4.
every couple of rounds, man, the doctor will come in, assess
Yeah.
the cut because technically any other fighter would in any other corner would be like, all right, man, you're done, especially with the title on the line.
Yeah.
They call it a no contest. But mad props to Tim Tszyu. That just shows his character.
Yeah.
Shows how much of a warrior he is, man. He still wanted to continue to fight.
Yeah.
But it only disadvantaged him, man. You know, going
Yeah.
as the fight went on, the blood went in his eye. He basically had one eye.
While
and
he's fighting, yeah.
And on top of that, man, you know, Fundora, man, he used his size to his advantage.
Yeah,
You know,
he did.
those jabs were really
Yeah.
affecting Tim Tszyu.
Exactly.
I don't know what his reach was, man, but he has a very long reach.
Yeah.
You know, he's
It-
6'6" bloke.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a long
like
reach.
He's got that advantage. Like he has more jabs than that. But Tim Tszyu was doing like literally everything with jabs, with uppercuts, and what's the name? The right hands as well, the hooks as well. But he was dominating.
And it didn't make it better that he was facing a southpaw too. You know, the guy was
Yeah.
6'6" plus is facing a southpaw
Yeah.
with basically one eye.
Yeah.
So and look, man, Fundora did have a bloody nose too. You know, he broke his nose.
Yeah, he did.
So he was bleeding too, and it was just a bloodbath, man.
But the points were was a bit different as well. Like the first few rounds with Tim Tszyu and Fundora.
Yeah.
I think it was like the first round to round 4. I think round 5 was 28-26.
Yeah.
It was Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
Like he was like winning the whole time. But then when it came to round 5 to round 12, that's when it started. It was like back and forth.
And
war.
back to my
Yeah.
point, man. You know, having one eye in the fight doesn't help you. I mean,
It doesn't, yeah. It affects
you need two eyes.
Of course,
you know,
you
to
have
see the
to-
shots.
Yeah.
But Fundora, he was even using his jab is his right hand.
Yeah, the
his
right
power
one, yeah.
shot is his left hand. He was even using his left hand as a
hand
jab.
as jabs,
As
yeah,
a
I
jab,
saw
man.
that
Kept,
the whole
kept
time.
landing them like after each other.
And Tim Tszyu was just trying to swing and like get the
And
right
Tszyu, man,
combination.
and bro, what a warrior, man. No
Yeah.
one's doing it like Tszyu. No one's doing
He's
it
got-
like
he's
Timmy
doing it,
Tszyu.
yeah.
He took that fight on 12 days notice. Who does
Yeah.
it? 12 days notice. No one takes
That's
that
hard.
fight on 12 days
That's-
notice.
that's
I know
hard.
Devin Haney doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Tiafema doesn't do it.
None of them can't do it.
I know Tank Davis doesn't do it. No one's taking these risks, man. And Tim Tszyu is he epitomizes what a true boxer is, man. Like the old school boxers, like his dad, Costa Tszyu.
The greatest of all time. Yeah.
You know, man, a lot of people are saying, all right, he lost, but a lot of people gained respect from that fight.
Yeah.
You know, people that weren't even Tim Tszyu fans.
Exactly.
And, man, like, look, going
He's a
forward,
warrior,
going
so-
forward, he does have a rematch against Fundora now.
Oh, beautiful.
I think now with a full camp, you know, he will study what he did bad in the fight
yeah,
now.
and
You
what
know,
he needs to fix on as well.
he'll
Yeah.
study what he did good and he'll
course.
study what he did bad and what, you know. I feel like he really shuts him out next time, you know,
I hope
shuts
he
his
does.
lights out.
I wish he shut him down yesterday.
It
bro.
was hard,
It
man.
was
It was
close
hard.
fight.
It was hard. It
It
was
was
hard.
very, very close
Yeah.
fight. But that was a very good performance by Tim Tszyu.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu stepped up. He's a warrior. I know it was a 12-day short notice, but it is what it is. He will get his rematch. I think because I saw all the comments today after that fight. Everyone said, I think he got robbed a little bit, but with that elbow shot, I think that
He didn't get robbed.
No,
He
not
didn't
like
get
robbed, but like as in
Fun-
that elbow shot
To
stuffed him. Yeah,
exactly. To Fundora's credit, man,
Yeah.
he controlled the ring. He had good, general fight IQ. He had good distance. He was
Yeah.
keeping him in range. You know, just everything that a tall opponent should do, he did.
Yeah.
That jab just really, really mauled Tim Tszyu, especially
did,
when he
yeah.
only had one eye. But
It's hard, man. For with one eye, that's very
You
hard.
can't,
and
man,
and you
it's-
can't see your vision
with
too.
blood
like-
just squirting out,
Yeah.
of your, like going all over
on
your
your
face,
head, on top of
one
your
side
head,
of
yeah.
your face, man. It's like, no, it's a distraction.
It is a very big distraction. And,
But,
and every time they have to clean it up, the wound and all that stuff.
12 stitches.
And 12 stitches, like that's hard, right?
Yeah, that's
But
a-
good
it's a
thing
big
is
cut.
that he's getting his rematch, like I said, and he's going to rebuild at the camp. And I know he'll probably win better the next fight. Hopefully
Fingers
God
crossed,
does.
man.
Fingers
Fingers
crossed, man.
But-
But speaking of UFC, they
Well,
announced...
we weren't speaking of
Oh, we
UFC,
were
but
speaking of-
anyways,
that's right.
let's
That's
move
all.
on to UFC.
Well, speaking of UFC, they said the UFC fight night in Saudi Arabia. So the main event will be Robbert Whitaker versus Khamzat Chimaev on June 22nd. Bro, what are your thoughts, bro, at Saudi, bro? Robbert Whitaker.
I feel like, considering it is Saudi in the Middle East, you know, Dana White likes to have a big relationship with the Saudis. They got to put on a big card, and you know, Whittaker and Chimaev is a big main event.
Yeah.
But I feel like this fight should have been. We'll get to it, but this fight should have been at UFC 305 in Perth.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Because, but I get
Yeah,
why they made that decision.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of great fights that have already been announced on this fight night, Saudi Arabia. But they just got to establish that connection. Like, what are
Yeah,
your
of
thoughts on
course.
it?
Look, to be fair with you, I agree with you. I think they should have put it in 305 at Perth.
Yeah.
But Dana White even said whoever wins with Robbert Whitaker or Khamzat Chimaev will get an opportunity. I think it's the interim title, but it's a number one contender.
Yeah.
So whoever wins, they're going to verse Dracus Du Plessis for the title.
Nah, surely. I
Surely, bro, because Khamzat, he's been on a winning
He
streak.
just won against
he just did.
Kamaru Usman.
Kamaru Usman,
Yeah.
and he gave him more respect to him.
It was a unanimous.
Unanimous decision. Yeah, it was a close fight. I remember watching that fight.
I think Whittaker takes this fight.
I think so.
I feel like he's better than Khamzat.
I think he'll step up and he's going to get better, man. I think he's going to get his title back that he deserves because I think he never lost that fight.
Because how he fought against Paulo Costa, man, he put on a clinic.
He actually did.
Put on a great show.
He belted him like
I feel like just with that experience in the UFC octagon and his great wrestling,
jiu-jitsu as well.
Khamzat is gonna
he's good with submissions.
He's gonna be shocked.
He will.
Khamzat's gonna be shocked, and I feel like he takes it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're talking about UFC Perth. UFC 305 has been announced that it's happening in Perth on August 18th. Man, who headlines this fight? Who's the main event? It's going to be an Aussie. I was hearing Jack Madalena.
Yeah.
Considering how he is running through the division right now. And he's making his way up through the ranks. I was hearing his name. You know, maybe if Whittaker does beat Chimaev, you know, maybe because it's, June, August, man, you give him 1 month, man. Maybe Whittaker didn't take a lot of punishment. That way he can go into August at UFC 305 in Perth.
Yeah, like a 3 months notice.
Who knows, man? Maybe put Whittaker, Volkanovski. I think that's out of the question. I don't know how soon he's going to come back.
But is he still like injured or Volga?
No, I think he wants to take a break.
Just to take a break.
I think I don't know, man.
But who should headline? That's a tough decision.
Maybe, maybe if you give Volk, but I think the Topuria fight will be in Spain.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's gonna be tough, that one.
But who would you fight Aussie wise, man? Who would you put as
Look, like you said, you got Jack Madalena, you got Bam Bam Title Vasa as well.
Yeah, he's washed up, but I don't think considering
after his loss against
came off a loss.
Yeah, that was.
It's going to be a hard one for UFC to.
It is. That's a very, very tricky one. Maybe we should put Jack Madalena as
Adesanya makes his comeback.
Maybe that could be in the works as well. I don't. It's a very tough decision.
It is going to be a tough
but we'll
one.
find out when Dana White makes that decision, like who's going to put in the main event. It's a very, very.
We should go.
To be fair, I would love to go. I actually want to go. Emilio said he wants to go watch the UFC as well.
Maybe we should make a group.
I think we should
go over there. Because we went to a WWE one.
WWE event.
But why is it always in Perth? Can we talk about that?
You know what? They should bring the UFC back in Sydney, bro.
Hey, you know why it's in Perth? I think we've talked about this before because it brings them money.
That's because and it's just that because a lot of Americans will come to Australia.
Exactly, tourism.
It's all about tourism, making the money as well, and audience as well. And plus people from Perth, Melbourne, Adelaide, Sydney, Brisbane, they all come straight to that.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. It's all about the money. Yeah. You bring it to places like Sydney, Melbourne, you know, they're already established places, you know. People know about it. People have a lot of money there, you know.
Money and
we've got enough money
tourism
in Sydney.
And plus like the hotels and accommodations, everything is all
there's enough money in the economy in Sydney, Melbourne and whatnot. I feel like they bring it to Perth for that reason, to boost up the economy. But man, like now Kambosos is fighting over there in May. You know, now you got UFC heading over there again.
Exactly. And then you had WWE.
And we just had it. We had Volkanovski and what's his name? Makachev over there.
That was last year.
First fight. Yeah, so like it keeps happening in these places, man. I get why, but bring at least one event here, whether it's boxing, UFC, WWE. Yeah. You know, it's all in Perth.
They did do the UFC last year in Sydney. I was in.
It was. You're right.
But they should do it every time in Sydney.
But there's too many events in Perth.
I know. It makes no sense, but they should be doing it regularly at Sydney. Yeah. And they even said it as well. Like months ago, they said, we're going to bring back the UFC every year to Sydney. So, like, I think every person, like, deserves going to that venue and watching the UFC there.
Yeah, but just Perth is a bit of a weird city, to be honest. Like, I've heard, like...
Look, I can't judge, but... I know, like, everyone has to travel. Like, that's the hassle. Like, that's a big hassle. You saw us four, traveling from Sydney to Perth, 5 hours. It felt like 10 hours flight.
Yeah, and it's a bit expensive. We're going to get a sponsor by the next time. Like, hopefully, this time, we get a sponsor that pays for us. Exactly. You know? But anyways, Anthony, that's the wrap-up for Combat Talk for this week. Now, moving on to some football talk with the boys.
That's astonishing.
All right, now time for some football talk. Let's first start off with Liverpool. They beat Brighton 2-1. Salah got the winning goal. And now they're first. They're on top of the league. And Arsenal and City, right after that, drew 0-0 in a stalemate. As an Arsenal fan, how has this changed your view on the title race? Who's going to win it? Who's got the better chance? So, yeah, go ahead.
For me, I've said it multiple times that I believe that if we were to win this game, I would have the confidence that we're going to go all the way in the next 10 games and win the Premier League. But the problem is now we drew, and it's a great point. I think we defended well. We had the better chances. Man City, of course, the possession, they had pretty sure 60-30, somewhere around that. And
City's always going to dominate.
they're
in
always going to
possession.
dominate, but sometimes dominating doesn't mean really anything with the ball. They didn't really have any big chances besides that Ake chance in the first half, but we had the much better chances. You look at that chance towards the end where Trossard had the chance to square it into Martinelli. Martinelli would have scored that easily. The chance Saka passed, was a Ben White or Saka either crossed it into Jesus. He completely missed it. Jesus had many chances where he could have scored, just he's holding the ball too much, and there's times where he should be taking the shot earlier, but he takes it 10 seconds later. So that's the reason why I feel like Jesus hasn't been starting up front. He's just not the best finisher, and him as a striker, what he brings to the team is outstanding. Like he brings something different than what Havertz brings. He links up very well with Saka, with Ødegaard, but it's just that finishing where he lacks. And talking about the title race, I think we can still win it. I'm still confident we can, but I said multiple times that if we were to draw, I think it's going to be very hard to win again, because I think Liverpool have easy fixtures coming up.
Let's go through those fixtures.
And we've got hard games coming
Look,
up.
a draw's not a bad result. You'd rather 1 point than 0 point in a title race. So that
I'll take the point. I'm so happy
that
we
1
got the
point could really help you in your title charge. But look, let's go through each team's matches and let's see what we think's gonna happen. Liverpool got Sheffield. I think they'll win easily. Man United, Liverpool. Man United beat them in the FA Cup. Possibility they could drop points.
Let's just say drop points.
We'll just say they'll probably drop points. Liverpool Palace at home. Liverpool got that.
They'll get the 3 points.
Fulham Liverpool.
For me, I think they'll drop points because I told you, Fulham at home, they're an incredible team. They beat Spurs 3-0. They beat us 2-1. They beat you. Did they beat you guys?
Who, Liverpool?
Fulham.
Yeah.
They beat you guys. So
pretty sure, yeah.
At Fulham's home
Oh,
ground,
no, sorry, we beat them 1-0.
they're a very strong team, and I think that's a place where problems can occur to them.
Everton away.
They'll win that game.
Look, usually those games can be a 0-0. It's happened a few times, but I think they'll win that. West Ham versus Liverpool away again.
I think that they've got a good record at West Ham Stadium. I think they'll win that game.
Yeah, I think they'll get that win. Liverpool Spurs.
There's points they could drop.
Spurs could be. Do you think they can drop the points?
Yes, because Spurs are in a position where they need top 4. So, yes, they're in the title race, Liverpool, but also Tottenham, you have to think they're in the top 4 race.
I think they can drop points in that game. Aston Villa away.
Same top 4
race. They can drop points for that. Liverpool Wolves, I think they'll win that game.
Yeah, they'll win that game.
Okay, let's go on to quickly Arsenal, who currently to Opta Football, the Opta Stats, currently have the probably the less chance to
Liverpool
to win
66, Man City's 43, and we're 19, I think.
Well, okay, Arsenal got Luton at home, easy win.
Sorry?
Easy win, Arsenal, Luton.
We'll win that game.
Brighton away, possible drop points.
I still think we can win that game. Oh, but possibly, we can drop points. But our away form, for me, we've got one of the best away records. We haven't conceded away in 4 games. It's outstanding.
Arsenal Villa, I think you win that game.
I think we'll win that game. It's at home.
Wolves Arsenal, I think you win that.
Yeah, we should win that, but we could drop points. Wolves
could drop points in that game. Arsenal,
we always seem to win 1-0 there, so it's going to be tough. But we can win.
Arsenal Chelsea, I think
win
Arsenal win that. Spurs Arsenal, I think Arsenal
we could drop points.
I think drop points. Yeah. Arsenal Bournemouth,
we'll win that game.
Win that game.
At home.
Man United Arsenal,
we could drop points.
Yeah, and Arsenal Everton,
we'll win that game.
Yeah, and we'll finally go to Man City.
City are that team that could win the next 9 games and they'll win the league. We've seen it every single year.
Man City got Nottingham away. I think win. Wolves home. Win. Fulham away.
Win. City they can beat them.
Oh, sorry, I've missed a few. I'll go. Sorry, Man City Aston Villa could drop points.
Aston Villa, they versed them.
They got them
already.
They've got them again.
At home.
Yeah, home.
Okay, so they'll win that game.
Palace away. Bogey team.
They could drop points.
They could drop points there. Luton at home, easy win.
They'll win it.
I think they'll beat Brighton away.
Yeah, they should beat them.
Nottingham away, they beat, we just said. Yeah. Fulham away, they'll beat. And West Ham at home. Man City got an easy run. City got an easy run.
It's going to be tough. Liverpool, again, Brighton just showed that they can struggle against these sort of teams. They scored I think it was quite late into the game they scored their second goal. It just shows, like I said, they're in a position where they can lose points and drop points in these sort of situations. Arsenal, I'm happy with the points. City, they didn't look too good. I think our style, our plan going to the Etihad was to defend tight, and when the chances come in, take them, which we didn't take, which was not the best thing to say because, like I said, we had the best chances. But we move on, and the title race continues.
The title race is very wide open. We'll move on to now Man United. Very poor display. One of the worst performances this season. Absolutely terrible. Brentford were all over us. Number of chances, hit the bar, hit the post. Like it just skimmed the bar. It was very, very lethargic. It was boring. Garnacho was off. Rashford was. The whole team did not click, and I don't know why that is. International break. We just came off beating Liverpool in the FA Cup 4-3. You'd think that give us a boost. Something we need to, finish the season off well. And now we find ourselves still in 6th place, still in a good chance to try and sneak into 5th, which can still qualify for Champions League. Still can get 4th. If we win our game in hand, we go 7 points. But a win, that was a much needed win. Mason Mount got the 1-0. You think, oh my gosh, United just smashed and grabbed this.
Yeah.
But then, again,
Arja.
Who scored?
Arja.
One of the Brentford players goes on and scores. And that's happened a few times with Man United where we score and instantly we concede. It happened against Arsenal at Emirates early on in the season. Again, this team has a mentality problem where, again, as I said, we can score a goal, we're in the lead and we concede. So what do I think about that performance? How do I think it's going to impact our season? Our season's been on and off. We can have a very good game, a decent game, and a terrible game like that. So I think we can still get 5th. Top 4, I think we still can get 4th. But it's these little games that we should be winning. And that performance scares me because that was very, very bad. We got Liverpool next. Liverpool in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We
got to be ready because we're fighting for top 4. They're fighting for the title. Who's going to want it more?
You're 2 games behind. No, you're one
game behind Aston Villa.
Villa or Tottenham?
One of them.
One of the clubs.
We got to be ready. Lissandro Martinez is back, which is good, but Varane limped off, Lindelof limped off. And I've said a number of times, when Man United have their full squad, we're a very good team. We were starting to play, and even Ten Hag had said it. When we have a full team, we're going to be very good. But again, injuries have been a problem this year. Mason Mount just came back, scored his first goal. Rashford's been injured. So we're having these problems. It hasn't been a perfect season. It's been a bumpy ride. But if we can squeeze into top 5, if 5th can get us into Champions League, and also win an FA Cup, I'd say with the season we had, in a way it's been a success because you get a trophy, you squeeze into the Champions League, and then you just start again next year. And hopefully next season we can really start to build something. Hopefully no injuries happen and just the team starts to gel, consistently playing together, not chopping and changing teams. And like the likes of Rashford can find form. So, and of course the new owners, there's bright light into that. They want to redevelop the stadium. So again, look, at this point in the season, you just want to win your games and try and push, whether you're going for the title, trying to avoid relegation or top 4. That's where we are right now. And United, just got to keep on going, really.
Now let's move on to Chelsea, another team that is really struggling and have fallen so badly in the last couple of seasons with chopping, changing managers. Frank Lampard, you got Potter, now you've got Mauricio Pochettino. So lots of negatives heading into this club this year. Now they've lost, of course, against Burnley. They drew, against a 10-man Burnley team. So things aren't looking good for Chelsea, and it just, when the club's surrounded in such a negative environment, when you're not winning games and you don't know who's going to be the owner of the club. Now there's rumours that their current owner is set to leave the club. You don't know about the future of the current coach. Rumours saying that he's going to get sacked, get a new coach in. Like, there's a big problem at the club right now, and the only bright light for me is they've got decent players in that squad that if they can stabilize the club, get a few changes in the team, few positions, key positions. It's not all about spending the big money. Like, they've spent $1 billion or pounds in their British currency, and it's just crazy to see that they're still this far behind the top 6 big clubs. And Chelsea are the type of team that shouldn't be in this sort of position, especially spending that amount of money. Enzo Fernandez he's had a better season, I think, compared to last year, but still he should be the leader and guiding him to at least top 6, top 5. You got Caicedo. So many good signings over the years that just things aren't clicking for them. The only player that I think they can build around is Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Yes, people call him that. He's a pen merchant, whatever they say.
Putter. He reminds me
He's
of
still
Bruno
a good
Fernandes.
player. Like I'm going to relate to not only fantasy, but against the small teams, he always seems to get big points against them. He'll get a goal and assist in a game. He'll get 2 goals and assists. So that's something to build on. His big performances isn't that bad as well. He scored against us. He scored against Chelsea in the 4-4. So he's a good big game player. And the worrying part about it is Sterling. He's had a very, very bad season. He started the season strong. Of course, Chelsea weren't that bad at the start of the year. But he's missing chances after chances, making bad decisions. The fans have had enough of him. So these are the moments that can really affect the team's performance. If Sterling, their main player, one of their biggest players at the club, if he's not performing, who's going to step up and replace him? Because none of their big players are stepping up. You can have Sterling not performing well, but that's when you need players like Fernandes, Caicedo, stepping up, Mudryk stepping up. But at this point, they're not showing that.
Look, with Cole Palmer, they've got to be.
He's a good player.
They've got to focus on, because I think he could be another Bruno Fernandes, where he's having this period where he's scoring goals, assisting, bumping up his stats. But there's going to be a period where that's going to completely go. I just think it could be a period, like a honeymoon period for him, where he's just, as I said, scoring goals, getting assists. I just think they've got to be careful with that, because we've seen it with Bruno Fernandes, how right now he's not producing goals and assists a lot as he was. But he's still very impactful for United. He can have those games where he's not good, but then have a games where he's very good. So they've got to be careful with that. Now, the problem with Chelsea, I think the biggest problem is their team is very young. They got rid of Kante, Mendy, Koulibaly, who else? Azpilicueta left. They've got rid of such big players. Kepa's out. They got
Mendy's out.
Yeah, I said that, yeah. They got rid of big players who, some of them were part of the Champions League winning team for Chelsea. And it's shocking to say that. Like, that had only won a Champions League like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And look where they are now. So I think that's the biggest problem. There's no leaders in that team. A very young team. They've spent all their money on young players. And I think it's going to be hard, when you get the likes of Enzo Fernandez and any other Raheem Sterling or any other experienced player. It's going to be hard for them to, play good while they have these young teams, because these young players are still learning. And with Pochettino, I think he's still learning himself as a manager. Spurs, was probably his most successful managerial career, even though he never won a trophy. He got them playing attacking football, went to PSG and couldn't really do anything. And PSG has an easy league. And to struggle with that, then come to Chelsea, he's not going to do the best, because they don't have the right tools, they don't have the right resources to be a big club. And it's going to take a while to get to where they want to be.
They're not going to sack Mauricio. No. I don't think this year, even maybe not next year, but I'm starting to question that even fans are from Chelsea, that he's not the right coach for them, because there's no signs whatsoever in that team. They're just winning games by luck, and again struggling to beat Burnley with a 10 players on that field
at home.
That's embarrassing. And at home, away I understand maybe, but come on, this is at home. This is a easy 3 points that's just been taken away from them, and they got 1 point. So there's worrying signs for Chelsea, but Jose Mourinho, he came out recently saying he's ready to get another club.
Maybe they
and if things start to go even worse for Chelsea, I think sign Jose for a short-term period.
Let's finally talk about Bayern losing to Dortmund, and I think Bayer Leverkusen, not officially, but they're 99% away from winning the league. So, look, we spoke about it a few weeks ago. Bayer Leverkusen, they keep scoring late winners. I don't know how they do it. They
got two last minute
in the Europa League. Their 2 legs, they were trailing, and they came back and won the game, each of the games in the last 90 minutes. And again, in the Bundesliga, they scored a goal, I think 80th minute, then they came and scored 86. In the last 9 seconds. Like, I just don't know how this team is doing it.
Because normally when there's days where you're gonna have your days off, and it's not gonna work for you, you're not gonna score. But for some reason, this team, Xabi Alonso, has done something to it where no matter what score it is, they're going to come back and get a draw, get the win. And of course, I think they've won the league. I think it's done. Bayern, and of course,
there's like 6 games left.
Six games left,
and they're 13 points off.
So it'll be a big task. And if Bayer Leverkusen was to go the whole season undefeated
in all
competition, you have to say that's one of the best teams in world football ever. To do that, not even the best Real Madrid team or Arsenal, United teams, all the best teams in the world.
Look, you got to understand sometimes those teams weren't those teams weren't Champions League, so they're versus bigger teams. But still,
it's a hard achievement.
It's very impressive to
look. We were in the Europa League. United were in the Europa
we
League.
Lost.
There was teams that in the period that were big clubs still in these sort of positions, yet still lose. It's an incredible achievement if they were to keep this stability and keep on winning games or drawing and remain undefeated. It's crazy.
It's very impressive for them to maintain this form throughout the whole season. It's very hard, you play how many games, 100 games, whatever it is, 60 games, and to keep the same players fit, to keep them fresh, to keep them, to allow them to keep going, to keep playing, and to still not lose a game. That is such a good, record to have, and such a good confidence booster to have. And right now, Xabi Alonso has just announced he's going to be staying at the club, which I said a few weeks ago that he should be staying. Build a dynasty at the club, make it great again. Sometimes, he could go to Liverpool and struggle.
Wouldn't work.
So look, good on Bayer Leverkusen, they're playing amazing. Bayern, pretty disappointing. They haven't been the same in a while.
We got them Champions League.
I think Arsenal versus them in the right time.
Exactly.
Right time, they're wounded.
Lost to Dortmund. They lost to a team that they shouldn't be losing to recently in the Bundesliga.
It's not going good for Bayern. But yeah, anyways, that's a wrap up to football talk, and we'll wrap up the podcast with the boys.
All right, that's a wrap of the podcast. If you are new here, please like the video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and we're on the road to 1K subs.
That's right, Anthony.
What am I saying?
When will you ever get a right, Bashara, man? Please. All right. I'll just end it. Thanks, guys, for watching another episode of the Touchline Podcast. If you're new here, hit the like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. Get us. Hold on, boys. Hold on. Settle. Get us to 1,000 subscribers so this guy ends up skydiving. We're going to see Bashara skydiving. I've got to see it. Yeah, I know you can't wait. We can't wait either. They all can't wait.
Yeah, and I'm going to call you out to do it as well. So
yeah, you do it by yourself.
Yeah, because if I can do it, you can do it as well.
Is that excuse number 2?
No, I said if I can do it, you can do it as well. So
all right, you're doing it. Anyways,
I can't wait.
We're done. Yeah, that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and till the next episode.